Good evening and welcome to Tiger Stadium in beautiful Eufaula, Alabama, where tonight the Tigers open region play against the Headland Rams, coming in 2-0 against the 1-1 Tigers. It's a beautiful night for football. The field looks great. It's 87 degrees according to our temperature gauge up here, but it feels actually a little cooler than that. The band is out getting everybody ready to play. I'm Doug Applin tonight. Keith's out of town tonight, and I am joined by Franklin Williams, who used to help us do the Dothan broadcast years ago. He's going to help us tonight. Franklin actually has kids on the Eufaula side, and the Headland side, so it'll be an interesting broadcast. Also, Charles Irvin and John Wayne Robinson. Right off the bat, while they play the Pledge of Allegiance, the national anthem, let's take a break, and we'll be back with more Eufaula High School football after this.
Thank you for this day. We thank you for this beautiful Friday evening. Thank you for safe travel.
Precision Body Works is a state-of-the-art collision facility dedicated to providing customers with outstanding service and a quality repair experience. We have been serving Eufaula and the surrounding areas for over 20 years and have earned a reputation as being a premier collision repair center. Precision Body Works uses environmentally friendly PPG water-based paint and also offers 24-hour record service as well as top-of-the-line accessories from such brands as Cam Locker, Ranch Hand, Retrax, Weston, and WeatherTech. We are located at 1210 North Eufaula Avenue, or call us at. When it's football time, we at First Franklin Financial are big fans of our local teams, just like you. We've been part of the community for over 75 years, and when you need money for repairs or emergencies, we'll help you play offense. We offer fixed-rate loans up to $15,000 with easy payment plans and fast approvals. Visit 1ffc.com to find the location near you. Legal, all loan terms and applicable APRs depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria for the loan size requested and may require collateral. Georgia Residential Mortgage License number 5656.
Attention contractors, is your metal roofing provider slowing you down? APEC Metal Express fills orders within a week. 40-year finish warranty, 17 different colors, and multiple truss styles. Work more and wait less.
With the world changing all around us, everyone needs to be covered by insurance. So give Eric Glover with the Glover Agency a call and talk with Eric about auto, home, life, or last week's football game. Whatever your insurance needs, let Eric talk to you about being covered. The Glover Agency is located at 145 East Broad Street, Eufaula, Alabama. Call 334-687-0358.
Benny Whitehead Incorporated has called Eufaula home since 1965. Today, the family-owned business owns and operates 119 tractors and trailers and employs over 150 people. Benny Whitehead is nationally known as a leader in safety and keeping the air clean and fuel consumption low. Benny Whitehead Incorporated loves Eufaula and would like to wish Lakeside and Eufaula safe and successful seasons.
At Mid-South Bank, we pride ourselves on being the friendliest and most helpful bank in town. For over 100 years, we've been helping families prosper and helping businesses grow. Mid-South Bank is a local bank with local people making local decisions. We're a community bank who will always be there when you need us. Whatever banking services you need, we're here to help. Visit us today or online at bankmidsouth.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Back at Tiger Stadium, where Eufaula is getting ready to take on the 2-0 Headland Rams. So the Tigers come in 1-1 on the night. Again, Doug Applin along with Franklin Williams, Charles Irvin, John Wayne Robinson bringing you the game tonight. It's a 5A Region 2 matchup. Last year, Eufaula won 35-20, but Headland scored the first 20 points of the ball game before everybody sat down good. They came out ready to play. Headland's leading the region this year at 2-0. Charles Henderson and Eufaula and everybody else has a loss, and Headland sitting atop of the region already. Eufaula lost to Enterprise to open the season to 7A Enterprise 63-14. Beat 6A Stanhope last week, 27-23. Headland comes into tonight 2-0, defeating 4A Geneva 45-6, and last week defeating 2A Abbeville in a county rivalry there 38-8. While we have a second, I see some folks have already commented. Be sure tonight, if you want to win $100 cash, I'm fixing to tell you how to do it. when the Eufaula receives the kickoff, whether it be the first half or the second half, Eufaula Tiger Broadcast and Mid-South Bank are working together. You can win $100 cash if Eufaula returns the kickoff to start whichever half we receive back for a touchdown. You'll be in a drawing if you have gone on to the Facebook page under comments and commented Mid-South Bank. That's all you got to do to be eligible to win $100 cash. Coming into tonight's game, Headland, they were in our region in 2016 and 2017. Eufaula won both years there, and then, of course, Eufaula went to 6A for 4 years, and last year they reunited the rivalry, and Eufaula, like we said, won 35-20, but Headland is slowly not only grown in size, but they have grown in wins and everything else. Headland, believe it or not, the last 9 years has had 6 different coaches and 10 different coaches in the last 20 years. But Reginald Milton now in his second year doing a good job, had him in the playoffs last year for Headland. And Franklin's going to tell us a little bit about what to expect this year. 2 wins right off the bat, Franklin. That's the best start, a good start, the way you want to go.
Definitely extremely good start for the Headland Rams. Of course, played lower competition on 4A and 2A schools, but you never can tell how those rivalry games will end up, regardless of the size of the school. But what Coach Milton has done since the 2 years he's been in Headland has really changed the mindset of most of the players, the community, and we've mustered up a ton of support from the community. So he's doing a great job as far as that's concerned.
Captains tonight for the Headland Rams. We'll try to get them all here for you. Franklin's very familiar with one of them, and that's his son, Jackson Williams. We'll call that name all night. He was out last week. He's back this week, and Franklin very familiar with number 84. We remember him from last year also. That's Caleb Dozier, one of the captains. 50 and 51 captains, Sanders and Grant. Offensive line, defensive line. For Eufaula is number 13, a captain tonight. That's Bowick, the defensive back. Number 79 for the Tigers is Grubbs, defensive line. Number 5, of course, everybody familiar with is Pugh. And it looks like number 50, I think he's the starting center for the Tigers. It's Duttill. Chris Duttill, a senior captain for the Tigers. I thought John Wayne would be out there for the coin toss, but he's slipping on us a little bit this week. Let's go down to John Wayne and get a update on the field conditions here at the first game at Tiger Stadium this year. What we got, John Wayne?
I tell you what, Doug. Y'all can hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Playing down at Enterprise a couple of weeks ago, that was like being on a college football field. It was no nice. Last week was a nice football field, but I tell you what, this natural grass tonight, I've had never seen this field looking as slick and smooth and ready to play Tiger football as I've seen it tonight. There goes the coin toss. He showed it to him. It looks to me like the Tigers may have won the toss. Tigers won the toss and deferred to the second half.
All right, so
this field is in excellent condition.
Thank you, John Wayne. We appreciate that. We'll be back to you in just a little bit. So the Tigers will receive the second half kickoff. So if you want to win that $100 from Mid-South Bank, if the Tigers can return a kickoff for a touchdown, be sure to get in the comment Mid-South Bank, and it'll be under your name on Facebook. And if we have a kickoff run all the way back, we'll take everybody that's registered, draw a name, and that person will win $100 cash. And we look forward to Eufaula's already returned one kickoff for a touchdown this year. It wasn't the start of half, but they did return one. Franklin, y'all were banged up a little bit going into we have a lot of folks don't know this, but Franklin, with his boys playing for Headland, we have a special insight tonight. So y'all are banged up a little bit. I know Jackson was out last week of the ball game.
2 or 3 players out last week, and all from the results of that heat from the first week. I tell you, week 0 was definitely a challenging week for those guys. The humidity level was just through the roof, and those young men bodies just could not hold up under that much pressure and stress. Constantly losing those fluids and not being able to pump them back in their system quick enough. And cramps take over. When those cramps take over, you're at the mercy of the court.
Well, a little cooler night. First time the sun's actually been down behind the trees at kickoff. And we're going to find out some things early here as Headland will receive the kickoff. Headland and this field, a lot of times you'll see, like when you play a team like Headland that has so much speed, a lot of places will play games. I'm sure y'all see that. They'll have the grass growing up 6-8 inches when y'all come. But here it's a low-cut field. It's built for speed, and Headland has a way of getting to the outside, or they did last year on the Tigers, and that's kind of been the Achilles heel of the Tigers to early in this season, is people have been able to seal the corner and get to the outside. So watch that early as Wingate is out ready to handle kickoff duties for the Tigers. We'll see and let Franklin call out who goes back deep.
Well, I definitely agree with you as far as that field is concerned, Doug. As you said, the field looks immaculate, as close as you possibly can look to artificial turf without having artificial turf. So it's a good look, and we're hoping get some good results for all the players out there.
Do a good job. We appreciate the coaches painting. They had to paint yesterday and this morning. Starting next week, we have to actually have the robot paint system that's going to start painting the fields for us.
Wow.
But it was not programmed yet. So,
but going back deep for Headland is number 2, Julian Riley.
Riley awaits kickoff. There's a kickoff. It's a high pooch kick. It's going to come down at the 27, 28-yard line. Cut back. Looks like number 0.
That's for Cameron Strongins.
And he returns it out to the – we'll see where they spot him at. Looks like it's going to be the 31-ish yard line, maybe the 30. We'll see where they put the ball down, and that's where Headland will start. Looks like it's going to be the 31-yard line, but they've yet to spot the ball. He's going to mark it between the 30 and the 31, and we'll go from there. Headland comes out. Number 9's your quarterback. That's
Easton Botwell.
We need to find that number 3 young man, find out where he's lined up at. He's going to throw out in the flats real quick, and it's going to be, is that a lateral? Nope, they blow the whistle dead, and it's going to be an incomplete pass right off the bat. There Headland was. It didn't take long to try to get outside.
And I tell you, those are the type passes. Those are the type plays that a good aggressive defense like Eufaula is hunting out and looking for. So we have to be very careful. Definitely Headland have to be very careful with being precise with those type plays.
Yeah, that's a scary pass if you're on the Headland side right off the bat. It was close to a lateral right down the line. You can get behind 6-0 real quick on something like that if you don't watch out. Quickly up to the line of scrimmage is the quarterback, Boutwell. He's going to hand off on the right side to number 2. He's going to go forward for about a 2-yard gain.
Julian Riley on the run. And Doug, as many times before, I have a feeling that this game is going to go down to those guys standing on the sideline, not the guys in the game, the ones standing on the sideline, because we're going to have to use those guys quite a bit tonight on both sides due to just the nature of the beast and this heat that we have.
Bowell looks over the defense. He calls for the snap. He's going to hand off around the right side. It's going to be the same running back, Riley, and he's going to go down for about a yard gain, and it's going to bring up a 4th down for the Rams.
It's not very productive in that first offensive series. So let's hope we get a good punt off and back you guys up a little bit and settle in on defense.
All right, back deep for the Rams to handle the punting looks like number 84, the big defensive end. He's going to kick a high boomer, and the Tigers are probably going to get away from it. It's going to hit about the 43-yard line, take a ram roll down inside the 34 to about the 33. We'll see. They're going to mark it at the 34, and that's where the Tigers will start 1st and 10. Just underway here at Tiger Stadium, no score. We're about a minute and a half into the game. Last year, Headland was up about 14 points already, so Tigers off to a good start here, just holding them on the first possession. Anderson at quarterback. He's going to hand off in the backfield to number 1, right up the middle. He's got a lot of room. He crosses the 50, the 45, the 40, down to the 35-yard line before they bring him down. That's Harris on a big gain of about 31 yards.
Jackson Williams in on the tackle. Of course, it was 30 yards down the field.
Anderson calls. He's going to hand to Harris again off the left side. He's making folks miss. He gets free. He's down across the 20 to the 15. 10-5, down about the 3-yard line. So that's going to be another 32, 33 yards where they mark him there. So 2 carries, 64 yards for Harris right off the bat.
Once again, Jackson Williams again with that touchdown saving tackle, and kid is really eating up that grass that is definitely at his advantage right now.
That gets tough. 1st and goal from the 2. They're going to hand off to Harris again, let him try to finish it. He's going to be into the end zone for the touchdown. 3 plays and a score for the Tigers.
Tell you, if you're a Eufaula Tiger, you could not have asked for anything better than the way they drove down the field on that first possession.
Tigers out now for the Wingate extra point sponsored by Wingate CPA. We'll see as they shift over. Wingate will attempt the extra point. There's a snap. Good hold. Cooper puts it up and puts it through. The Tigers lead 7-0 early with 9:47 to go in the first quarter of play.
Kicker seemed to have a pretty good leg. I always like to see that. That's another weapon that a lot of teams don't take advantage of when they have that, standing over on the sideline.
Richard Wingate is actually on our school board. It has a CPA firm here in town, one of our sponsors. He had a son a few years ago that started 8th, 9th grade, and he works every day, and he went from not kicking them very far, but he was always true. This is his younger brother that has taken over, and he's actually a sophomore now.
Wow.
And he is I wish I could hit a golf ball as straight as he kicks them. I'm gonna tell you, Franklin, he's good.
That kid looks good. Looks good.
Well, just like that, the Tigers are up 7-0. A little reverse from last year as Headland jumped out quickly on the Tigers. Tigers, I think, remembered that. Wingate has it teed up with 9:47 to go in the first quarter, ready to kick to Headland. Headland's lined up. They know where he's going to pooch kick that thing. He takes and he approaches, and it's a pooch kick a little deeper this time. Going to come down at the 20-yard line. Taken there by the young man up across the 30, fighting hard to the 32. I think that was Sconnors.
Zero, Cameron Sconnors.
So he's got a decent return. They're going to mark him at the 30, just short of the 32-yard line, almost touching the 32-yard line is where Headland will take over 1st and 10. Botwell will bring him out.
Late substitution on Julian Riley. Starting running back goes out, and Sean.
Number 10. He's a big, strong-looking running back.
Sean Davis.
Davis lined up behind Boutwell. Slot to the left, shifts over to the right. There's a snap. They're going to give it to him off the right side. He fights through a tackle, fighting hard. Only about a 2-yard gain, but he worked hard to get those 2 yards there. Eufaula turned loose to a receiver over there on the outside mighty early. Look for Headland going back to that. His number 84 was all by himself behind the secondary over there.
Hey, 84 Caleb Dozier is definitely one of our bigger threats on the team, and this kid is very talented on the offensive end as well as the defensive end.
Davis is going to shift over to the right about. Well, this time they fake to him, look to throw. He's wanting to throw in the flats. Throws late is complete, but it's going to be about a 3-yard loss as he dives to catch the ball back at the 31-yard line.
It's definitely one of those passes you would rather bat down or not catch those passes, due to being backed up so far.
Headland putting themselves in a jam here with a 3rd and 11 now from the 31-yard line. 8 minutes and 35 seconds, clock rolling here in the first quarter. If you just joined us, the Tigers lead 7-0. It'll be a slot to the left. Boutwell calls for the snap. He's going to drop back, look to the sideline, throws over little behind the receiver in front of the Headland bench will bring up 4th and 11.
Definitely not the start that Headland needed. A talented group, Eufaula Tigers. You have to start fast and you have to finish strong. And we're not starting very good. But Caleb Dozier is back deep for the punt for Headland.
Dozier did a great job kicking it last time. Got to go. Oh, it's a high snap. This time it's going to go over his head. He gathers it in at about the 3, trying to make something happen. Goes down at the 2-yard line. He actually threw it forward, but the official said his knee was already down and marked him at the 2. He would have a smart move by Dozier to try to get it back at least to the line of scrimmage, but it probably would have came with an intentional grounding if he would have counted it.
I think it would, but no, smart guy. Adverse situation, but it shows you, the smarts that a kid like Caleb Dozier has on the defensive side of the ball.
Not what you wanted if he was a Headland Ram, but the Tigers are in business. 1st and goal from the 2-yard line on their second possession of the night with 8:17 to go in the first quarter. They take over for the second possession. Anderson looks over the defense. He calls. He's going to give it to Harris again. He hit at the line of scrimmage and drove backwards with no gain that time for Harris.
Flag. Pretty good pursuit. That late flag in the end zone. It appears to be a unsportsmanlike conduct against Headland.
We'll see as they talk it out down there. I didn't even see the flag. Charles was first on top of that. He's going to come over and tell us now what the call is. I didn't see what happened, but it was apparently after the play. No, he's shaking his head because our announcer said unsportsmanlike conduct. Personal foul against the defense. So it's only a yard penalty, but it'll give them the Tigers first down over again. Should bring an automatic first down. They have 2nd on the yard marker across the way, but it should be first down. As the Tigers are in the G line, a heavy set. They're going to shift Anderson out at the backfield. The head official blows the ball dead as there's I didn't see a flag saying offsides. Did they move again? Actually, Eufaula might have got him on the shift or something. They're going to say start Eufaula and back them up 5. That'll take it back to the 6, and they'll start from there. First down on the scoreboard. He still has 2nd down on the yard marker across the way, but it should be first down Tigers from the 6-yard line. Tigers are going to stay in the heavy set. G set. Anderson's going to shift out. It'll be Harris in the backfield taking a wildcat snap now. Got 2 blockers to the right. He looks over. He's going to take the snap at about the 10, go off the right side, and he's going to go into the end zone for a touchdown. So a 6-yard carry and a touchdown for Harris. 2 touchdowns on 5 carries to start this game.
And as you stated, Doug, definitely not the start that you would want if you're a Headland Ram. And, unfortunately, we got that start and we have to, knuckle up on the sideline and, try to make some ground.
Well, we know exactly how you feel because it was about this point was 7.5 minutes. We were down 20-0 to y'all last year in the first quarter. Luckily, the Tigers were able to rebound last year and score, I think it was 35 unanswered points. And I'm sure the coach will get them on the sideline and get them straightened out. Wingate with the Wingate CPA extra point, and it's up and true and good. It's sponsored by Wingate CPA. Be sure to call Wingate CPA for all your financial needs, taxes, investment. He'll take care of you. Tigers up 14-0, 7:46 to go in the first quarter.
Well, Doug, while it's fresh on my mind, I definitely want to give a shout out to the Eufaula band moms. They were out there in the parking lot working extremely hard to get everybody positioned in the right place and get everyone parked. So they told me give them a shout out up there. So shout out to the Eufaula band moms.
I'm sure they appreciate that, Charles. That means he got in free, doesn't it?
While we shouting out, we'll just give one to Sarge. Sarge is at home listening to us, and this is your shout out, Sarge.
All right, so Headland comes out to receive for the 3rd time here in the first quarter. Not even to a heat time out yet. Tigers blessed with great field position that time if you're a Tiger fan, as they took over on the 2-yard line, took it to the 1 on a penalty, and then a penalty against them backed it to the 6, and that was a 6-yard touchdown run by Harris. Wingate prepared to kick it off here as he'll approach. Be another high. Pooch kick's going to come down to the same young man at the 24 this time. No, excuse me, that's number
Julian
2.
Riley.
Riley gets it out to the 25, but he's tackled there.
There's not much happening on those high pooch kicks. Gives that defense enough time to get down there and make a good, solid tackle, and that's exactly what Eufaula did on that play.
So the ball will be on the hash mark closest to us as we're on the home side of the field. In front of the Eufaula bench is where it'll be on the hash mark on this side. Boutwell actually, it's not Boutwell.
Jackson is back. Jackson Williams back at quarterback.
Jackson at quarterback. He's been out last week. He calls for the snap. He's going to give to the big running back across the right side. He's got a little room. 5, 10 yards. We'll say 17 yards out to the 42-yard line.
It's a good run by Sean Davis. And hopefully having Jackson in to bring a little bit of excitement to that line, and maybe we can pick up some of the momentum and move the ball down the field.
I think a lot of eyes were on Jackson thinking he was going to run the ball as he was checked into the game, and Davis was able to slip out to the right side. A great game for Headland out to the 42-yard line. Jackson and Davis in the backfield again, a slot to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Jackson calls for the snap. He's going to fake to Davis and run to the left side. He runs through a couple of tackles, and he's going to be brought down at the 48 after about a 6-yard gain. Headland out 40, right just short of the 49-yard line. Call it 2nd and 4. 6:50 to go and the clock running in the first quarter. It's going to be a heavy set to the left and a slot to the left. They're going to give to Davis around the left side, but wrapped up in the backfield. First to hit him there was Pugh, number 5 for the Tigers, and that's going to be about a 3-yard loss.
Exactly. It was a 3-yard loss, and that was not very much you can do with an aggressive front line like that. Eufaula definitely did a great job of getting through Headland's line, and for Headland's line, we have to do a much better job of standing up and giving the offensive players time to make some moves in that backfield.
All right, the long 3rd down now. Call it 3rd and about 6, maybe close to 7. Jackson will stay in at quarterback. He's got Davis with him. 84 flanks out to the right. You got to watch him if Jackson can get it to him, but Jackson can scramble here too. He calls as there's motion across. He's going to fake the handoff, look deep. He's going to be chased in the backfield, running around, trying to get away. He's getting around the left side. He has to cut back now. It might have been a face mask. He stepped out of bounds, and the whistle blew at the 36-yard line. I didn't see a flag. I don't know if it was shoulder pad or face mask. They're taking an official's timeout now for a heat timeout, but that's going to set up a 4th down after a loss of 10 on the play. Tell you what, while we have a minute, let's take our first commercial break, and we'll be back with more Tiger football after this break.
R.W. Wingate & Company is a full-service accounting firm and a supporter of Eufaula High Athletics. They are located at 102 North Orange Avenue, Eufaula, Alabama, but licensed in multiple states. Richard W. Wingate has over 25 years' experience in public accounting, and the firm's services include personal and business tax preparation, bookkeeping, sales tax preparation, payroll services, audit of nonprofit and government entities, and business consultation. When doing extra is the point, contact R.W. Wingate & Company for your accounting needs.
In 1983, the first mobile phone was introduced to the public by the Motorola Company, and that was the same year Pam Freeman started her State Farm business. For 40 years, both have saved time and money. Whether it's auto, homeowners, condo renters, personal articles, business, life, or health, Pam Freeman State Farm has been there for you. Call Pam's office and let Kathy Bennett help you with all your quotes and needs. You won't find a more helpful staff anywhere. Come by and see them at 322 East Barber Street in Eufaula or call 687-703.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
Back at Tiger Stadium, where it's 4th down and long for the Headland Rams, about 16. Dozier goes back. He's going to stand about his 23-yard line. Back for the Tigers is number 16. For the Tigers, a little bit of pressure, but Dozier's able to get it away. He kicks away from the Eufaula defender, and it's going to take a bounce. So it's going to take a Ram bounce, and it's going to take another Ram bounce down to the 28-yard line. Good roll there for the Headland Rams. The Tigers will take over their deepest possession so far at their own 28-yard line.
We need as many bounces and rolls as we can get about right now on being down 14-0 early in the around first half.
Anderson and the Tigers come out. Harris in the backfield as they're ready to go. Ball on the left hash mark right in front of the Headland bench. Tigers are going left to right as we view the field from the home side. Now they're going to shift. Slaughter's going to go deep in the backfield. Anderson looks, wants to throw, throws deep down the sideline looking for number 4. Great over-the-shoulder catch at the 35-yard line. He's going to go down at the 28. They're going to mark him, yes, at the 28-yard line. So
defending on the play, number 4, Tayshawn Davis, lost sight of the ball and could not stay in front of speedy number 4.
50 yards on the pass play from Anderson to Mitchell. Down to the 28-yard line, just like that. Great over-the-shoulder catch. Nobody beat the back deep for Headland. They don't have a safety. They're going to come after the running back as they're going to give to Harris a quick whistle blows as there's a flag right in front of the Eufaula bench. Looks like it's going to be motion against the Tigers from the 28-yard line. That'll take it back to the 32 and bring up a 1st and 15 for the Tigers.
Offside, Tigers.
He said offsides, Tigers. I guess somebody lined up offsides then. It'll be 1st and 15. 5:04 to go. First quarter of play. For just joining us, Tigers up 14-0. Scored on their first possession. Second possession, they got it the Ram 2-yard line. Made it easy to put it in from there. They lead 14-0. This time he's going to hand to Harris off the left side. He runs off the right side. There's a flag that comes up in the middle. Harris is down to the 25, but that's usually where you see holding. And it looks like he said 55 on the hold. I don't know. We have a 54 and a 50. There is a 55, yes. So that'll be holding.
Simons.
Now, this year, that is from the line of scrimmage, offensive line holding, not spot foul, which would have been about the same on this one. But the Tigers backing themselves up now with that penalty. It'll be 1st and about 25, we'll call it. Actually, I was fixing to say, with the 2 penalties, the ball should be at the 43, and he had it at the 44. He corrects and puts it at the 43. Headland blitzes on a quick pass play out to the flats. Tigers completed to number 1. He's spinning, going around. He's down almost to the original line of scrimmage, about 3 yards short. So that'll be
Harris for a nice short screen.
12-yard gain there.
Hey, Headland defensively have already had to make some changes to the lineup, and I think they're having to adjust to the speed outside from Eufaula.
Anderson looks, throws out into the flats to Slaughter. Slaughter makes one guy miss at the 30. He's drugged down from behind at the 36-yard line. That'll be about a 5-yard gain for the Tigers.
Tackle made by 84, Caleb Dozier, the Mississippi State commit. He's pretty much the motor on the defensive side for the Headland Rams.
I knew y'all had a Mississippi State commit. I didn't realize it was Dozier. Y'all had him at defensive end last year. Looks like he's playing linebacker
yes,
this year.
He changed positions and he's at that linebacker position this year. Giving a little bit more flexibility to the defensive line and to the whole defensive unit.
Headland takes a timeout. We'll take a timeout too. Be back after this 1-minute break.
In sports, every point counts, and at Alpha Insurance, we know when it comes to your budget, every dollar counts. That's why we work to get you the lowest rates and best discounts available. Plus, every Alpha policy comes with personal service from our hometown team. Call Alpha to start saving today. In Eufaula, call Alpha agent Keith Bryan at 334-687-8268 or stop by our office at 1326A South Eufaula Avenue.
Back at Tiger Stadium, while we have a minute, we're going to go down and find out what's going on the sideline to John Wayne Robinson down on the sideline. John Wayne, what you got for us?
Well, I really like that quick start that the Tigers had. And I want to thank Mr. Williams for coming down and helping us tonight. It's really cool to listen to someone call the game this on both sides. It's very cool to listen to. We appreciate you being here. But a quick start, but the Tigers are doing something we hadn't seen them do all year, and that's get penalties. We hadn't seen many penalties, so we got to tighten up on our penalties.
All right, Anderson back, calls for the snap. The Rams do not jump, so he'll change the play. 3 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right as he calls for the snap. Going to give off the right side to Harris. No, that's not Harris. That's number 2. He's hit right in the mouth at the 21-yard line. That's going to be a gain of about 7 for the Tigers. Slaughter on the carry.
Another stop made by 84, Caleb Dozier. And that was one of the big advantages that we have of putting Caleb at that linebacker position. Caleb now has the freedom to roam and make those type plays.
It'll be a 4th and about 3 for the Tigers, and it's really, we have a long field goal kicker, but they're not going to use him here. They're going to come out in the G line and try to pick up 3 yards. It's 22 people all bunched together. Now Anderson shifts out receiver. 1 receiver to the left. Harris in the backfield by himself is going to take it. He's going to go right up the middle, have to cut to the side. I don't know. He does fall far. The ball comes out at the end, which doesn't matter because they already had him marked down. The official on the far side is down to the 27. The official on this side is about the 27 and a half. Looking across, he's got to get inside the 18. I had my markers wrong. He's got, looks like where they're wanting to mark it, where they said his knee was down, it looks like he has just enough for the first down, but they're discussing now, I guess, whether the ball came out before his knee was down. They're marking it down, so apparently they're saying his knee was down, and he says first down, which it looked like he had it by half a yard. So just good hard effort. Harris is able to pick up the first down. Break there for the Tigers as Headland had him stopped, just couldn't wrap up and push him backwards. It's going to be another timeout for Headland. Let's take another quick timeout. We'll be back after this quick commercial break.
Of all the improvements you can make to your home, it could be the most important is not seen or heard, only felt. The ultra-quiet, energy-efficient Carrier Infinity Home Comfort System provides premium comfort with a whole-home air purifier that gives you confidence you're breathing healthier air. It's an essential part of any healthy home.
Hey Tiger fans, Daniel Pulley here, your local Chick-fil-A Eufaula owner-operator. We are so excited to be the official sponsor of the weekly Eufaula Tiger Coaches Show for the 2022 football season. Join us for the live show at Chick-fil-A Eufaula every Thursday starting at 6 p.m. Our incredible team is ready to serve you. And don't forget, eat more chicken.
Back at Tiger Stadium, 2:48 to go in the first quarter. Tigers get away with one there as we looked at the replay. It looked like the ball was out before his knee was down, but the official said he was down, and it was a first down for the Tigers. You know, you win some, you lose some. We've come up short on some of those this year, but that one went the Tigers' way. They got a first down at the 17-yard line of the Rams. Anderson calls. He's going to keep it around the left side. He's wrapped up quickly. He's going to be down just outside the 15-yard line, so a quick 3-yard gain.
Tell you, Doug, I've been watching the offensive line for Eufaula, and you guys definitely have a mobile, front group there. Guys are moving, doing a lot of pulling and moving on that front line.
They only give him a yard gain, so he'll call for the snap on second down. A lot of pressure from Headland. Single coverage into the corner. It's aired up. It was caught. Was he inbounds? They say yes. Touchdown. 16-yard throw and catch for the Tigers. Not sure. I think that was number 3 for the Tigers, so that would have been Quinn on the touchdown catch.
Defending on the play by Tyshawn Davis. Tyshawn Davis has actually done a great job for us, to start the season out. But as you step up in that competition, you tend to have quality players that make those big plays like that.
That was just to go up and jump at the right time and catch it at his high point. And earlier it was an over the shoulder catch. You wouldn't be able to tell the Tigers are coached by a former NFL receiver there. You can tell we're a little discussion now between the head official on the far side. When the Tigers adjusted, apparently Headland was lined up in the neutral zone, so that'll be a half the distance to the goal. I'm sure the Tigers will just line up and kick the extra point anyway. Cooper Wingate is out to attempt the extra point, the sophomore for the Tigers. Anderson is the holder. Extra point brought to you by Wingate CPA. Cooper Wingate attempts his third extra point of the night. It's up and it's good. So, from the Brown Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth here at Tiger Stadium, the Tigers are up 21-0 with 2 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the first quarter of play. We'll just keep it right here. While we have a second, let's go. John Wayne was right there on top of everything on that touchdown. John Wayne, what did you see?
Hey, that was a perfect pass by Anderson. He put it right where only his man could go up and get it. And, number 3 went up and made a great catch. A great catch. But it's good. It's good for the Tigers to come out strong. It really shows how it helps playing up in week 1 and 2. It gets you ready to, when you get in 5A football, you're used to getting hit in the mouth and you're ready to play football. But what we got to remember is last year Headland got on us 21-0. So we can't just give up and say we're going to win this game. We got to keep fighting.
You're exactly right, John Wayne. And Headland taking a little longer on the huddle over there this time. Maybe they're expecting the pooch kick, I'm sure, over here again. Coming over here again is going to be, actually, no, this time it's number 0 again for them. That's Sconners. Am I saying that right?
That's okay. Correct.
He's going to stand about his 25-yard line as Wingate approaches, kicks. Same type kick. It's right there on the sideline at the 26. He fumbles it. It's on the ground. The Tigers pick it up, a scoop and a score. Oh, they're not going to let him advance it. Well, we're going to learn a new rule here, Franklin. We had the opening kickoff last week. The Tigers did that pooch kick, caught it in the air, and we didn't even get the ball. They didn't call for a fair catch. They were saying get away from it. They didn't have anybody within 10 yards of the ball. We got hit with a 15-yard penalty, and they started at the midfield. When we asked about it on the coaches show this week, they said it had to hit the ground first, and then you could go. Well, hit the ground there, but they're not going to advance it, which is probably a good thing for if you're a Headland fan, because that would have been another 6 for the Tigers. They're quickly back out at their 26-yard line in Headland territory again. Second possession of the night started deep in Headland territory. Harris is going to get it, go over left side, and he's got maybe a yard and a half.
Hey, we're definitely not doing ourselves any favors around right now. It's tough defending great receivers on the outside, regardless of who you are, and especially with the speed and great thrown balls like the quarterback has thrown. It's just tough to defend.
Anderson up, 3 receivers to the right. One's going to shift right before the snap to the left. They're going to throw to him in the flats. Number 5 all by himself. He stumbles. He's across 20, 15, 10, down to the 5, down to about the 2-yard line there with just good driving. So from the 24 to the 2s, 22 yards on the throw and catch.
1:25 left in the first quarter.
That puts Eufaula over 100 yards on the night, 105 on just 5 catches.
1:25 remaining in the first quarter. Eufaula's knocking on the door once again at the end zone.
Anderson looks over the defense. He's going to hand to number 24 right up the middle. He walks into the end zone for a touchdown for the Tigers. That's Wright running, the sophomore running back.
Definitely not the start that Headland needed, wanted, or expected.
Man, Headland, I'm sure, got to feel for them a little bit. You got to think they want to do a reset here as Tigers able to put up 27 with an extra point pending here in the first quarter of play. Wingate attempting the extra point, sponsored by Wingate CPA. That one a little weak, but it gets over, and it's good. 28-0 is your score with 1:04 to go. Franklin, what do you tell the guys if you're Headland? I mean, they just come out and got stung right off. We know how you feel. It happened to us at Enterprise.
Absolutely. I mean, you simply have to dig in. You have to dig in. You have to go back to the discipline that you've learned, what you worked on throughout the week. It's not an ideal situation being down 28 points in the first quarter, but being that Eufaula has scored 4 touchdowns, you have 3 more quarters to pull it back together and and try to make up some ground there.
I don't know what it is about the pooch kick that Wingate does, but it seems to cause so much trouble just trying to feel that thing a lot of times. And if you hiccup, they're right there on you because he gets so much height on that little pooch kick that they're right in your face.
I tell you, that pooch kick is something that's not seen very often. And by the time you receive that pooch kick and you have that defense in your face, you take your eye off for a split second, you're liable to to miss that ball.
Well, they made an adjustment. They got Jackson Williams over here this time to field it. He stands at the 23-yard line as Wingate will approach the ball. He's going to kick it. He knew Williams was there. He kicks it down the middle. A squib kick, takes a big bounce, gone over the right side. He's going to be tackled out at the 31-yard line. I missed the number on that.
Number 6, Ashton Graham, field that ball.
So the Tigers was right on top of that. I'm sure they didn't want to kick to Jackson Williams over here as he came right to where every kickoff has gone to this point, and Eufaula made the adjustment. Frankly, when you get down like that, a lot of times senior leadership is huge. Do the Rams have a lot of seniors on this team?
We do have a lot of seniors on the team. One good thing that we haven't had in the past have been the backup guys, and Headland has a great young group. Guys, 9th and 10th graders that we actually can turn to this year with a young man just ran the ball, Marcus Reeves, number 8, 10th grader, being one of those guys that can provide a little bit of relief and some hard running once he enters the game.
Reeves comes out. He was wide open when he went to gain 4 yards, went to make a cut, slid down, brings up 2nd and 6 for the Rams. Reeves deep behind Boutwell. He's going to give to him off the right side. He cuts it to the left. He's got a few yards off. He runs through some Tigers. Going to have his first down after about an 8-yard gain.
Could be the last play of the first
pretty
quarter.
good running by Marcus Reeves. As I stated, he's one of those young guys that we're going to depend on in the future for sure. But he's proven to do pretty well right now. First 2 carries.
1st and 10 for the Rams. We'll see if they run another play with 14 seconds left on the clock. It looks like they're just going to let the first quarter run out here and go in from there. So we'll go ahead and take a commercial break. Be back after this commercial timeout.
Precision Body Works is a state-of-the-art collision facility dedicated to providing customers with outstanding service and a quality repair experience. We have been serving Eufaula and the surrounding areas for over 20 years and have earned a reputation as being a premier collision repair center. Precision Body Works uses environmentally friendly PPG water-based paint and also offers 24-hour record service as well as top-of-the-line accessories from such brands as Cam Locker, Ranch Hand, Retrax, Weston, and WeatherTech. We are located at 1210 North Eufaula Avenue or call us at 334-687-4700. When it's football time, we at First Franklin Financial are big fans of our local teams, just like you. We've been part of the community for over 75 years, and when you need money for repairs or emergencies, we'll help you play offense. We offer fixed-rate loans up to $15,000 with easy payment plans and fast approvals. Visit 1ffc.com to find the location near you. Legal, all loan terms and applicable APRs depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria for the loan size requested and may require collateral. Georgia Residential Mortgage License number 5656.
Nothing, Franklin. I'm sorry. I sure appreciate you coming and helping us out tonight from Headland and getting some Headland Rams on with our broadcast. We haven't been very hospitable up to this point, but as a Tiger, I'm glad to see it. But y'all just. We know the feeling. We've been there already this year.
Absolutely. Doug, that's why we play the game. That's why we line up and get it done. And definitely not to make any excuse for Headland. We've kind of been a little handicapped this week. We've been without our head coach all week. Had a little medical condition, and he's actually missing his first game in 11 years of coaching. So that is not having the head honcho there to lead the show is a handicap in anyone's position, and unfortunately we're having to deal with that now. Hopefully Headland can come out and respond and provide some relief.
Yes, that's huge. Bowell has the defense out, takes a snap, going to roll to his right, looking to throw the ball. He's going to throw it over the head of Jackson Williams at about the 48-yard line. It'll go incomplete, bring up 2nd down.
And going back, very speedy defense. So you definitely have to pick and choose where you're going to hit at, and you have to have a strong running core to to combat a hard speedy, fast defense like Eufaula.
Headland had a great drive going there to end the first quarter, had it all the way out to the 43. That's where they are now. Second and Bout was going to give to the running back off the right side. He's got a little room, and he runs into the safety square up at the 49, 50-yard line, we'll call it. And he stopped there, but that's a 7-yard gain. Was that the sophomore again?
Number 8, Marcus Reeves. It's been years since Headland been in a position like this where we had backup players to go to and provide a spark. So hopefully Mr. Reeves can continue this and lead us down the field a little bit.
That'll make it third and call it 4 as they mark it just short of the 50-yard line. He's got to get almost to the 46 for the first down. Bout will call for the snap. He's going to give to the running back, number 8 again. Off the side, he breaks it to the outside. Got a little room. He's down. Got his first down across the 40, 35, down to about the 30-yard line. A big run there for, let's see where they mark him. It's 19-yard gain for Reeves.
Very good job. Some good vision on that play for Reeves. So hopefully, like I said, hopefully we can continue again.
31-yard line, first and 10 for the Rams. Second quarter starting off good for them. It's the first time they're in Tiger territory. Checking into the game, Jackson Williams for the Rams. 11:03 and the clock stopped as he went out of bounds. Headland quickly up to the line. It'll be Williams at quarterback. Williams gets the snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to go out around the left side, and speed there from number 14 for the Tigers. Smith does not let Jackson get outside. That was the play I figured the Rams would be able to hurt the Tigers on a lot tonight, but not that time as it's a 5-yard loss.
And once again, on that being handicapped throughout the week, unfortunately, with being out this past week, Jackson wasn't able to practice at all this week. So, a lot of walkthroughs, but I'm not able to get out there and practice, and it makes a difference during crunch time.
Sure makes a difference. I did not realize your coach was out either. That's huge. All right, Williams brings him up to the line. Second and about 16, 15, we'll call it. He wants to throw this time, looking at pocket collapse. Big 97 got him. He does flip it forward. Number 0, they get back to the line of scrimmage, and about 2-yard, we'll call it a 3-yard gain after that. Heads-up play. They're dangerous, but a heads-up play by Jackson Williams.
It was definitely a big gamble, but luckily it paid off and got a few yards out of that. Definitely wouldn't suggest that happening too often.
Third and 14 for the Rams. Ball right in front of their bench. They're able to work in the personnel they want. Big play here for both sides as Boutwell will check back into the game. Number 8, the sophomore to his left, Reeves in the backfield. Boutwell's going to take the snap, drop straight back, looking. He wants to go down the left side. He throws it underneath to the original first down marker, about a 4-yard gain. And that's where they'll mark him, a 4-yard gain, bring up 4th and 10.
On the reception, number 18, Connor McKenzie. Connor McKenzie is one of those seniors that has stepped up and filled the void that we've had in the past years. So he, along with Jackson and Caleb Dozier, some pretty good receivers. But being 28 points down, kind of hinders and setbacks your offense.
Yeah, in a situation like this, normally you punt, play field position, but when you're down 28 points already, I don't know that I try to draw the Tigers off sides if I'm Headland, but they're going to go for it on a 4th and 10. Bauer's going to drop back. He looks, throws to the corner of the end zone. He's got single coverage there. A lot of bouncing. It's intercepted down at the 2-yard line. Probably would have did better just to knock that one down and then had it out at the 31, but the Tigers are starting in 1st and 10 from their own 2-yard line.
Hey, that was a heck of an interception by the young man. But once again, like you said, that would have been better if he would have knocked that ball down. Much better field position, for Eufaula. But luckily, we have them backed up at the 3-yard line. So let's hope that defense holds.
that works out for Headland just as good as a punt in that situation. But 4th and 10 is kind of hard to pick up in that area. It's going to be Anderson standing deep in his own end zone. He's going to have Harris off to the side. Tries to draw the Rams off sides, but they're wise to that and do not jump. Anderson calling for the snap. He's going to drop back deep in his own end zone, throwing deep down the sideline. A lot of hand checking. Oh, he just off the fingertips out at the 40-yard line. Mitchell almost brought that ball in, as he's had some great catches already this year. One earlier over the shoulder down here in the first quarter, but just out of the reach.
Well, it's clear that this kid has had some very good training at that receiver position. He's doing all the right things to get open and also to catch the ball. Unfortunately, he missed it that time. Fortunately for Headland, he missed it that time, but it looks good.
First incomplete pass of the night for the Tigers. Anderson drops back, looks. He's going to fake the handoff, throw out into the flats in the end zone, taken out to about the 4-yard line is going to be Slaughter, number 0, on the catch. It's about a 2-yard gain. Brings up 3rd and long for the Tigers. 3rd, and we'll call it 8 at their own 4-yard line. Surprisingly, Franklin, the Tigers throwing the ball on the first 2 downs. They're deep in their own territory. Anderson has Harris flanked to his left. He calls. He's dropping straight back. He stumbles. He's going to run it out of the end zone. He's crossed the 5, across the 10, out to the 13, which would be just enough. They're going to give him the 14, just enough for a first down.
It's one of those when you kind of let our guard down in the middle there. Great coverage by the defenders on the outside. Those cornerbacks and safeties did a great job. Front line did a great job, but we missed that middle position. Quarterback took advantage.
Anderson drops back. He's going to take the snap. He wants to throw again. He's looking. He throws out to the flats. He's got a receiver, number 4, out across the middle. He's drugged down at the 47 or 8-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 49-yard line, so a big gain there for the Tigers. 33. Anderson with the ball at the 49, takes the snap. Is going to hand to Harris off the left side. Excuse me, that's not Harris. I think that's Slaughter. We'll get the number as he gets up. It'll be about a 2-yard. Actually, it is Harris. He's going to get up down inside the 48. We'll give him 3 yards on the carry. Quickly up to the line. 6:49 to go in the second quarter of play. If you just joined us, Tigers lead 28-0 over Headland. Tigers going to hurry up. They're going to drop straight back, look to throw in deep again, looking single coverage the far side. That's Mitchell again. He grabs great catch over the shoulder again, all the way down to the 11-yard line. So let's see.
I tell you, Mr. Mitchell has a little bit for everybody tonight because this kid is doing a great job of receiving out there tonight. Quarterback's putting it in the right position, and he's taking advantage and catching the ball.
38-yard gain for the Tigers. That's Tigers. Anderson is 8 for 9 for 178 yards and a touchdown already to this point. 1st and 10, the Tigers from about the 12-yard line. It's going to be a sweep left. He cuts it up into the middle down to about the 5-yard line as Slaughter. We'll see where they mark it. It's going to be about a 6-yard gain for Slaughter. Tigers can get a first down inside the 1.
Caleb Dozier back in the game for Headland on the defensive side.
Headland trying to do some subbing in and out, but you can tell going both ways, and the Tigers running hurry up is taking its toll on the Rams already. Slaughter's going to shift in the backfield behind Harris. They're going to give to Slaughter right up the middle. The little guy's down to the goal line. Tiger says he's in. The official says he's in. A 6-yard run for Slaughter and a touchdown.
Drive started at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, big drive. It started at the 2-yard line. The Tigers take it the distance of the field with several big pass plays and then running it in the last 11 yards for the touchdown. Going to shift over. Cooper Wingate out for the extra point. There's a snap. The kick is up. Wingate CPA extra point is good, and they'll take a timeout here, and it's 5:48 to go in the second quarter. I'm sure they'll take a heat timeout here as well. So we'll take a timeout. Be back with more Eufaula Tiger Headland Rams football after this commercial break.
Attention contractors, is your metal roofing provider slowing you down? APEC Metal Express fills orders within a week. 40-year finish warranty, 17 different colors, and multiple truss styles. Work more and wait less.
With the world changing all around us, everyone needs to be covered by insurance. So give Eric Glover with the Glover Agency a call and talk with Eric about auto, home, life, or last week's football game. Whatever your insurance needs, let Eric talk to you about being covered. The Glover Agency is located at 145 East Broad Street, Eufaula, Alabama. Call 334-687-0358.
Benny Whitehead Incorporated has called Eufaula home since 1965. Today, the family-owned business owns and operates 119 tractors and trailers and employs over 150 people. Benny Whitehead is nationally known as a leader in safety and keeping the air clean and fuel consumption low. Benny Whitehead Incorporated loves Eufaula and would like to wish Lakeside and Eufaula a safe and successful season.
The family at Impressive Collision Center has been in business since 1940.
That's impressive.
Your transportation is one of the largest investments you have, so keep it looking new at Impressive. From a major crash to a small dent, Impressive can help.
Now, impressive.
They work closely with all insurance companies and give you a great price on your minor mishaps.
Wow, impressive.
And don't forget to check out all the accessories from install winches, brush guards, and bed covers.
Impressive. Give them a call. Impressive Collision Center, 317 South Eufaula Avenue, 334-687-4400.
Somebody cannot come to us, we go to them. It's something that we do on a regular basis, something we don't mind doing, and we work on a contingency basis.
No one has to pay us any money up front.
They do not have to pay us unless we collect for them, unless we are successful in resolving their case through a settlement or through trial.
They don't have to pay us any money unless we get favorable results for them. If you're hurt in a car wreck, call Penn and Seaborn. It won't cost you anything to see if we can help.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater.
Cooper Wingate ready to kick off. This time to the far side, it looks like Williams and number 13, and that's the way he's pointed. He's actually going to kick it. It's going to come to this other side, this time taking it to 25-yard line, hit by his own man, knocked backwards. He's down at about I'm going to say probably the 27, 28-yard line. When it rains, it pours. Franklin ran into his own man and got knocked backwards there for the Rams.
I tell you, I ran into a guy that was twice the size as he, so he lost a little bit of ground on that one.
Quick update with 6:01 left in the first quarter. Central 17, Enterprise nothing. All right, Boutwell brings them out from their own 27-yard line. He's got number 8. He's going to hand to him off the left side, who's wrapped up quickly right at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
I tell you, Doug, earlier you asked, what do you say to a group of kids that's down, by this many points so early in the game? There's not a whole lot that the coach can actually say right now, other than going back to the basics. But if you have a competitive group of kids, like I know most of those guys are on the Headland side, you're not gonna lay down all night. So hopefully they'll have that, get that fight back in them, and at least scratch the surface, so we can go into the second half, make it just a respectable game.
That second drive, Eufaula taking over at their 2-yard line was huge for the Tigers, and that hurt the Rams so much there. All right, they're going to give off to the right side to the running back, number 8. He's going to have a little bit of yardage this time, out to about the 34-yard line. That'll be about a 6-yard gain for Reeves.
Another score update. We got Elba beating Houston County 21-0.
Elba beating Houston County 21-0. All right, brings up with 4 minutes and 29 seconds and the clock rolling. A big third, and we'll call it a long 4 here for the Rams as they look to get the play from the far side. 20 seconds on the play clock. And they're still talking about it over there. They may take a time. They do have Rams have one timeout. Tigers have 3, and they're waiting a long time here. Play clock down inside of 10. I think they're just going to take a timeout here and talk about it in just a moment. He goes over to the official. 1-0. I didn't see him call timeout, but I didn't see a flag, so apparently they did. They did. Call timeout. We'll take a time. I tell you what, let's keep it here and go down to John Wayne and see what he can tell us about the on-the-field experience tonight.
One thing you see different tonight that we hadn't seen the last 2 weeks, Anderson has all day to stand back and let his receivers get open, which they're doing a great job of going up and catching the ball, and he's putting the ball right where it needs to be. But his offensive line is doing a great job, keep giving him time tonight. He's not running for his life. He's just sitting in the pocket waiting on those receivers to break open. And then when we run the ball, the offensive line's doing a great job of just – they're blowing holes in there, Doug. I think me and you, old as we are, could get through there. But the offensive line's doing a great job tonight.
All right, John Wayne, we appreciate it. We'll come back to you in a few minutes, 3 minutes and 57 seconds to go out there. I tell you what, I hate to think about that nowadays, Charles. If coach sent me into the game, he'd have to take a timeout for me to rest when we're in the huddle before we ran the play, just running on the field. Big play here for Headland. 3rd and we'll call, like I said, a long 4 as they're going to come out and with Jackson Williams at quarterback, flanked either side by running backs. One receiver to the right. Here's a quick whistle. I'm not sure. Eufaula apparently took a timeout there. So with that, let's take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back after this commercial timeout.
Hey, Tiger fans. Daniel Pulley here, your local Chick-fil-A Eufaula owner-operator. We are so excited to be the official sponsor of the weekly Eufaula Tiger Coaches Show for the 2022 football season. Join us for the live show at Chick-fil-A Eufaula every Thursday starting at 6 p.m. Our incredible team is ready to serve you. And don't forget, eat more chicken.
Good time out for the Tigers that time, as we were told that the Headland had somebody just a couple of yards on the field, an uncovered receiver right in front of their bench. So before they could snap the ball, Tigers took a timeout and going to make an adjustment now. Headland's going to come out a little bit different. They're going to stack receivers over to the left. Williams will be flanked either side by running backs in the backfield. He calls for the snap on 3rd and 5. He drops straight back, looking. He's flushed, running for his life. Oh, and he's hit hard, standing up. The ball comes free, but he was down already all the way back to the 25-yard line, which will be a 9-yard loss.
Regardless where you have those receivers stacked up at, if their front line can't hold, the quarterback is going to have trouble delivering that ball. And we've had that trouble on all positions. Just not the length of time needed for that quarterback to make a good pass. He's having to look at multiple receivers as just good coverage by the Tigers secondary. Very good.
Not a lot of time to throw the ball. So dropping back deep again is Dozier for Headland, who's had several good punts already tonight. Back deep for the Tigers is number 16, Steele. The kick away from Steele to the far side of the field. It's going to take a Headland bounce. Steele takes it on the first bounce at the 36-yard line around the right side. He's going to step out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Great starting field position for the Eufaula Tigers with 2:58 to go in the second quarter of play. Tigers lead 35-0.
It's one of those games you're down by 35 in the first half. You have to dig deep down in your bag to decide if this is the sport you want to play and in the role that you want to play on your team.
Anderson, 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. He's going to look. He wants to throw in the flats. Ball slipped out of his hands. He gets it to Slaughter late across the 45. Speed to the outside. He's got about 8 yards inside Ram territory down to the 47-yard line. Give him 8 yards on a quick throw and catch. $185 yards, 9 of 10 passing for Anderson here in the first half. Trip receivers to the right, one to the left. Anderson's going to take. He's going to give up the middle, but crashing hard on that left side was Dozier, and he takes him down for a good yard and a half loss.
That's one of the. That's definitely one of the advantages of having Caleb Dozier, to be able to move around linebacker, defensive end, any position pretty much on the defensive side of the ball. Caleb Dozier can play.
I saw him with his hands on his hips earlier. Bless his heart, playing both ways. 4 men on the line for the Rams. Anderson's going to take. He's going to roll to his right this time, looking in the flats. He's got a man wide open at 35. It's complete. He sidesteps a couple. He's going to take it the distance all the way. 55-yard touchdown throw and catch for the Tigers.
Look like a busted defensive play from the very beginning, and of course a poor job of tackling, prevent that guy from getting to the end zone. A little bit too easy right now for the Eufaula Tigers.
What a half the Tigers have had, especially passing. Browning Anderson now 10 of 11 for 240 yards, 2 touchdowns through the air. Wingate out to attempt the extra point. Sponsored by Wingate CPA. It's a high, and it's true. And it's good. So that takes it out. Tigers lead. It says 41. I think it's 42. I don't know. I lost the score a while ago. It should be 42-0 here in the first quarter. 2 minutes and 9 seconds left to go here. Franklin with a 40-second play clock. If I'm Headland, I make sure that Eufaula doesn't touch the ball again in the first half, and I can get in and at least talk to the guys at halftime.
Yes, definitely. We're definitely in need of some regrouping, and it's hard to come back from 42 points on a good day, and at this point, nothing is going good for for Headland. So we definitely got flip some coins and hope they'll land on the right side.
Well, if Headland can get a play here or two and get a score here, that'll give them something to build off of going in at halftime, make things a lot more reachable in the second half. We'll see as they come out. Tigers looking over the field. We'll see. They are definitely aware of where Jackson Williams lines up every time. This time, let's see, Jackson's going to line up at the 25-yard line in front of the Headland bench. Tigers have been kicking away from him every time. Look for the Tigers to kick to the left side here. They line up, they kick. It's going to be right down the middle deep, and it's actually to the right side a little bit. It's going to be brought in by number 7. It's going to go across the left side in front of the Headland bench. He's across the 35, the 40, the 42-yard line. A good block gets him out. They're going to mark him at the 42-yard line, looks like, from here, and it'll be 1st and 10 with 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. Good starting field position for the Rams.
Someone asked a question. Browning Anderson is a senior.
Yes.
Returned by 7, Jaden Craig. He's another one of those sophomores that we're going to depend on in the future, but we need some work right now.
They got to spot it out to the 43-yard line, so probably the best starting field position of the night for the Rams. 2 minutes to work with. They're going to come out in pretty much a tight set. Quarterback's going to shift a slot over to the left, 2 receivers to the left. He's going to hand it to the sophomore running back off the left side. He's hitting the backfield, but he fights forward. He's got 3, 4, we're going to say 5 yards. Just good hard running there by the sophomore, Reeves. Boutwell taking his time. 32 seconds on the play clock. 1 minute and 37 seconds on the game clock. 2nd and 5 now. We'll call it for the Rams. The ball just short of midfield. The last drive, they drove inside of Tiger territory in good shape before going for it on 4th down, kind of in no man's land. Pinned Eufaula back at the 2-yard line. But now it's a 2nd and 5. We'll call it from the 48-yard line. Powell takes. He's going to give to Reeves, his running back, over the left side. This time he's wrapped up. A flag comes out in the middle. We're going to say no gain, but let's check the flag. Ball comes out late, but he was well stopped before then. Looks like it's going to be initial holding. I'm not sure which side. Generally, that's an offensive. They got it spotted at the 50-yard line. Of course, this year that's supposed to be from the line of scrimmage. It's something they're going to mark against the Tigers. So there again, they're going to say face mask against the Tigers. and it is a 5 yard, so that'll make it right at the first down. Actually, the ball is at the 47, just outside the 47 yard. Well, he's going to signal first down, I think. They would have had to get inside the 4. No, he said first down and gave him the first down. It was about a ball short, but that's fine, and I'm sure Headland's good with that. They'll be able to get to half. The clock is stopped. I'm not sure why they didn't start it back. Nobody went out of bounds there. They probably should have started the clock back. He's saying reset the play clock to 40.
105 left on the game clock.
Yeah, but after a penalty, it should be 25 seconds on the play clock, and the game clock should start. Either way, Tigers are going to come out. They're going to, the Rams are going to come out. They got Jackson Williams at quarterback now. They're going to try to strike and make something happen here. He calls for the snap on a blitz from the Tigers. Just run off the right side. Big number 10 is going to have about 5 yards on the game. That's Davis. Clock under 1 minute to go now. We'll call it 2nd and 6. They only gave him 4 yards on the game there for Davis. Headland out of timeouts. Still 17 seconds on the play clock. They're going to go ahead and snap it. Jackson Williams calls for the snap. He looks back, wants to throw. He's able to get it up this time. Single coverage down the left side. And caught at the 13-yard line. Great catch by the big guy, Dozier. 42.
It looks like he threw a flag immediately after the play, so I'm pretty sure he's going to either sideline infraction or sportsmanlike conduct.
We're going to say 24 on the throw and catch. He got up and was excited. Of course, he had something to be excited about as he made a great catch. We'll wait and see what.
Picked the flag up.
They picked the flag up. Might have been offsetting. I don't know. They're still talking. It'll be a 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. The official that threw the flag's coming in from the side now. They're going to say it was pass interference on Eufaula, but it's going to be declined. They're going to take the play. 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. 21.9 seconds to go in the quarter. Clock will start with the snap of the ball. Williams calls for the snap. He's going to roll out to his right, looking. He's throwing into the corner of the end zone, and it's out of the back of the end zone for Dozier. He made a great catch.
That was an awesome catch.
It was a great catch, but just it had been about 6 inches taller to make that one work.
Wow.
Great catch. Great try there as it goes as an incomplete pass.
Exactly. It definitely was a great catch. And we're seeing some good catches from these receivers tonight, both sides of the ball.
Seeing something y'all can work with in the second half for sure, as getting single coverage on these receivers. 7 seconds off the clock that time. Yeah, he almost got that foot down in the corner of the end zone. 15 seconds on the play clock. Ball on the left hash mark with 12 seconds. The Tigers are going to actually take a timeout. Actually, no, he did say Tigers. Tigers take a timeout. We'll keep it right here. Go down to John Wayne as he's down there on the spot. John Wayne, that was awful close to being a touchdown in that corner.
Yes, sir. It was real close to being a great catch. And he almost came down in the end zone, which would have been, that would have gave Headland a big boost going in at halftime.
Yeah, something to build off of, and they are already with 2 big pass plays there. And just those two plays has equaled their output. Well, the 24-yard pass play, Reeves does have 49 yards rushing, but just something to work on at halftime. And if that would have been completed, you could have bet we would have seen that on the Tiger side all night long in the second half as they found something to work with. So the Tigers with 12 seconds left trying to make an adjustment.
I definitely think it's going to be important for Headland to get some type of points on the board, considering that Eufaula is going to have the ball coming out the second half.
I'm not sure if John Wayne's going to be able to speak to Jarrell on the way to the locker room, but we'll try to bring that to you at halftime before we go to a break. But we still have 12.3 seconds to go here in the second quarter, and Headland knocking on the door. 2nd and 10, the ball at the 13-yard line of the Tigers. It's going to be Boutwell back in at quarterback, but Jackson Williams is lining up as left receiver Davis is going to be over here to the right, so it's pick your poison to either side. Powell takes the snap. He looks. He's going to Williams in the end zone. Too high as he couldn't quite get up high enough to catch that across the middle. Third and 10, 7.4 seconds left. That was a good idea as they split Williams out and it came across. Powell threw it right as he had a little gap in the Eufaula secondary, but just a little bit too high for Williams to bring it in. Same lineup. Williams to the left, Davis to the right. Powell takes a snap. He looks Williams' way. Same play. Oh, it's almost intercepted at the 4 by number 36 for the Tigers. Knocked down an incomplete pass to bring up fourth down.
I think he tried to make that touch pass to take enough off of it so he wouldn't overthrow, but not realizing you're going to have defenders there. And
they'll have one play left on a 4th and 10 from the 13-yard line, 2.3 seconds. Whatever they do, they need to do it in the end zone here, Franklin.
Exactly.
Same formation, but flip-flop this time. Jackson to the right, Davis to the left. They go to Davis this time as he cut one way and they throw it out the end zone on the other, and it'll fall incomplete as the half comes to an end. So a successful first half for the Tigers as they lead 42-0 at this point. I thought John Wayne was on the wrong end. We'll hold it here just a second and see if he can catch Coach Jernigan. That's the first mistake of the night for the Tigers as John Wayne got caught out of position there as he's hustling that.
Hey, great half of football for the Tigers. How do we keep that focus going?
I think we came out good and locked in. Like I said earlier in the week, we had a good week of practice. And like I said before, we're going to ride our O-line. And then when they come down and stack the ball, we're going to hit them with some shots over the top.
Great job, Coach Jernigan. We've got to work on them penalties at halftime, but a great first half for the Tigers.
I appreciate it.
All right. 42-0 at halftime for the Tigers. We still got the halftime show coming for you. A couple of things. We'll show you the band. We're going to talk about an upcoming reunion for Coach George Cochran. But first, we're going to take some commercial breaks and be back after this commercial timeout.
At Mid-South Bank, we pride ourselves on being the friendliest and most helpful bank in town. For over 100 years, we've been helping families prosper and helping businesses grow. Mid-South Bank is a local bank with local people making local decisions. We're a community bank who will always be there when you need us. Whatever banking services you need, we're here to help. Visit us today or online at bankmidsouth.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
In sports, every point counts, and at Alpha Insurance, we know when it comes to your budget, every dollar counts. That's why we work to get you the lowest rates and best discounts available. Plus, every Alpha policy comes with personal service from our hometown team. Call Alpha to start saving today. In Eufaula, call Alpha agent Keith Bryan at 334-687-8268 or stop by our office at 1326A South Eufaula Avenue. R.W. Wingate & Company is a full-service accounting firm and a supporter of Eufaula High Athletics. They are located at 102 North Orange Avenue, Eufaula, Alabama, but licensed in multiple states. Richard W. Wingate has over 25 years' experience in public accounting, and the firm's services include personal and business tax preparation, bookkeeping, sales tax preparation, payroll services, audit of nonprofit and government entities, and business consultation. When doing extra is the point, contact R.W. Wingate & Company for your accounting needs.
In 1983, the first mobile phone was introduced to the public by the Motorola Company, and that was the same year Pam Freeman started her State Farm business. For 40 years, both have saved time and money. Whether it's auto, homeowners, condo renters, personal articles, business, life, or health, Pam Freeman State Farm has been there for you. Call Pam's office and let Kathy Bennett help you with all your quotes and needs. You won't find a more helpful staff anywhere. Come by and see them at 322 East Barber Street in Eufaula or call 687-70.
might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
Somebody cannot come to us, we go to them. It's something that we do on a regular basis, something we don't mind doing, and we work on a contingency basis.
No one has to pay us any money up front.
They do not have to pay us unless we collect for them, unless we are successful in resolving their case through a settlement or through trial.
They don't have to pay us any money unless we get favorable results for them. If you're hurt in a car wreck, call Penn and Seaborn. It won't cost you anything to see if we can help.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by others.
The Family at Impressive Collision Center has been in business since 1940.
That's impressive.
Your transportation is one of the largest investments you have, so keep it looking new at Impressive. From a major crash to a small dent, Impressive can help.
Now, impressive.
They work closely with all insurance companies and give you a great price on your minor mishaps.
Wow, impressive.
And don't forget to check out all the accessories from install winches, brush guards, and bed covers.
Impressive. Give them a call. Impressive Collision Center, 317 South Eufaula Avenue, 334-687-4400.
Of all the improvements you can make to your home, it could be the most important is not seen or heard, only felt. The ultra-quiet, energy-efficient Carrier Infinity Home Comfort System provides premium comfort with a whole home air purifier that gives you confidence you're breathing healthier air. It's an essential part of any healthy home.
Back at Tiger Stadium, where the Tigers had a great first half, lead 42-0 over the Headland Rams, and everybody making adjustments at halftime. I'm joined in the Brown Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth by none other than the sponsor of the Brown Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth. Ricky McGilver is joining us at halftime. Got a little something special to talk about. Ricky, we got a reunion coming up. Y'all are trying to honor Coach Cochran and get some things going with that.
Yes, right. That's right.
What do we got? What do we got going? As far as actually next week.
Yeah, next Friday night, we're gonna start it off at the community center, starting off at 5 o'clock, and this is not just open to football and the football players. It's open up to the cheerleaders, the band, fans, especially all the football players and their family if they want to. And we're gonna have a little meet and greet, finger foods before the ball game. Come to the ball game and honor Coach Cochran. It's been way past too long. I think we've talked about it, and it's been way past too long that he's not really been honored for 2 football state championships and a basketball state championship in the 10 years he was here. And you had the privilege of playing for him just like I did.
Yeah, it's something, and you and I both know we've all of a sudden got to be that older age group all of a sudden. And, you know, every year it's not as many folks, so you want to do something like this while you still can. And I understand Miss Cochran may try to come out if she's available. And
she is, Miss Elizabeth is coming. Coach Landers is committed to come. Coach Fleming, I believe, is doing all he can to be able to get here. Coach
I think Jennings, I saw where Coach Portervitz
Coach Portervitz is going to be here. Coach Woodham, you know, Coach under with Cochran, and Coach Williams as well are planning on being here. And
well, it should be a big night. Like you said, it's not just for players. It's for if you were in the band during that successful time of Eufaula football during that Cochran era. And y'all are going to meet at the community center at
starting at 5.
Starting at 5 o'clock.
Starting at 5.
Actually, I think Charles and I get to come over there and visit a few minutes before we have to get set up for the broadcast. And whoever's back or up here will be able to come over, and then y'all are going to kind of socialize and come over, and y'all have a place to sit when you come in the stadium if you want to sit together. And I understand that there's going to be a little something special when they for the coin toss next week.
That's Miss Principal Jackson, Miss Emily,
Miss Emily.
extended the invitation at coin toss that anybody in attendance that was a captain during the 10 years that Coach Cochran was here are going to walk out with the current captains of the night for honorary captains. And thought that was pretty special. We're also going to have, like you said, a special seating up in the upper end zone on the south side for people to socialize. Then we're going to have a tent and a little table set up in the end zone outside the restroom here for those who can come up the stairs.
Well, that'll be a big night, and it's honoring Coach George Cochran and his time here. Maybe I'm not sure, probably if y'all ask or somebody would want to do it, maybe they can have the trophies out or something if somebody wants to take a picture with the trophies or something like that from that time period.
Well, there's going to be...
And I'm sure it's basketball, too. You know, he coached the basketball championship.
Correct. 86 basketball championship. We know of at least 5 of those players that are going to be here. Like you said earlier, we're getting that older generation, and when they're getting this reunion together, you start counting how many people have already passed and didn't get a chance to be here. So we want to honor them as well.
Well, I did see on social media some people sharing stuff and talking, and I know of cheerleaders that are planning on being there, and just students. I mean, it was a great time to be a fan and a student during those times, and they're coming back to remember that, and hopefully this will build on be a building block for maybe some things in the future for Coach Cochran.
We do. We've got some things in plan. This is kind of a building block, and if you can't be here, try and get us your contact information. We're going to plan this thing for, again, next year, have a little more advanced for people to be able to be here. But during the meet and greet, we're also going to have a little treat together we put together, and we will have the 78 state championship football game being played and the 81 being played on the screen. And after the ball game, Uptown Bar and Grill is closing off one side for us to have meet greet, and they will have their kitchen open for people who didn't get a chance to eat at the ball game.
Well, if somebody is out of state, out of town next week and cannot make it, my understanding there is a social media page or a GoFundMe page or whatever, where they can, when things are announced, that they can say, hey, I'd like to help with the finger foods that I'm coming, or I'd like to help with what y'all got going on, and they can go to that, keep up with the information, and maybe participate that way if they would like.
Correct. On that social media page, there's a Venmo account there set up, and that money goes directly for all the expenses that will be incurred during this event, and then lead up to a bigger event, hopefully next year, and more people to come and celebrate, as you said, some of the best times in Eufaula High School program.
All right, well, be sure to come out. That's next Friday night against Greenville right here at Tiger Stadium. We appreciate you sponsorship in the Brown Hegan Air Conditioned Broadcast booth, Ricky, and we appreciate you and George doing what y'all have done up to this point, and you'll continue to do, I'm sure. Charles, let's take a quick commercial timeout, and we'll be back with the Eufaula High School Band after this commercial break.
Somebody cannot come to us, we go to them. It's something that we do on a regular basis, something we don't mind doing, and we work on a contingency basis.
No one has to pay us any money up front.
They do not have to pay us unless we collect for them, unless we are successful in resolving their case through a settlement or through trial.
They don't have to pay us any money unless we get favorable results for them. If you're hurt in a car wreck, call Penn and Seaborn. It won't cost you anything to see if we can help.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Somebody said that one who made an exception already.
Now, Dennis here is the red flag on the attention before Headland At Tigers. Ladies and gentlemen, 2023
You halfway done.
Oh, yeah.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
All right, back at Tiger Stadium where the first half is done there. Tigers are out warming up. The Rams have yet to come back out on the field. A few first half stats real quick while we have a minute. Let's first, I started to do it before Franklin come in here, but he slipped back in. He probably didn't want to hear this. On the Headland side, they carried the ball in the first half 17 times for 54 yards. Passing, Boutwell was 2 of 9 for 1 yard, only had 1 positive yard and 1 interception. Williams threw the ball 2. He was 2 of 3 for 27 yards, which I guess would give, about 92 yards total offense to Headland. Eufaula, on the other hand, Anderson with a hot first half was 10 of 11 passing for 240 yards and 2 touchdowns. On the ground, the Tigers were 16 carries for 110 yards and 4 TDs on the ground. Leading the way for the Tigers was Harris. He had 8 carries for 80 yards and 2 touchdowns. Leading the way for Headland was on the ground was Reeves. He had 7 carries for 49 yards. So big difference on the stats there, but Franklin, at least Headland was able to close the half well and maybe found some things that's going to work against the Tigers.
I'll tell you, as of right now, you have to dig into every bag you have to see what you can, possibly do to produce some positive yardage for us. And any positive yardage right now is welcome for us. It's good that we can go to a young fella like Mark Reeves, and get some positive out of our offensive possessions. But I think we're gonna have to have a strategy change if we're gonna continue to move that ball on the offense. Wildcat, change it up, put Jackson on the outside, put Jackson on the outside, put him back, under center. Just mix some things up. As of right now, you can afford to make some of those changes. Due to you being down so much. So only up from here. So we're gonna go into the second half positive and try to bridge that gap a little bit.
Well, you talked about the coach being out. Of course, we didn't know a lot of this stuff, and of course, Jackson just coming back, being out last week, and I guess this is the third week now. But for Headland, at least for the Tigers, it's been pretty much the same personnel. We've had a few out, had some COVID issues or whatever last week, but it's been a kind of a different mix for the first three games for the Rams, and that always throws you off a little bit until you can get a pretty much the same 11, playing together and gelling together.
It is, and as we stated earlier about, the change with Headland going to, 5A and playing that stiffer competition. A lot of the time, these schools are, elevated in their, pretty much in their league or in their region, based on the number of students in the school. And in our case, we got a ton of students, but we're limited as far as the athletes are concerned.
A couple of score updates. Well, one we don't have is Dothan. I think it's Auburn. A couple of big games south of us this week. Central 27, Enterprise 7. That's a halftime as we're getting ready to kick off the second half here. You do have time. If you have not done it yet, go to Facebook, go to the comments, and comment Mid-South Bank. And as Headland will kick off to the Tigers to start the second half, if he runs it back for a touchdown, everybody that has registered, put Mid-South Bank under Facebook, under the comments, will be in the drawing for a cool $100 bill. Going back deep for the Tigers is Steele. I think it was Steele that ran the kickoff back against Enterprise, wasn't it? And so he's going to be back deep for the Tigers, standing back about his 14-yard line as Headland makes their way out onto the field here in just a second. So 42-0 was your halftime score, but a whole nother half to play here. If you're the Tigers, you just want to keep doing what you're doing, get out of here with the win. If you're Headland, of course, you want to mount an attempt to come back, but you at least want to do something more positive in the second half. Handling kickoff for the Rams is going to be that something 6. Do you remember, Franklin?
36 on Saul Morales.
Okay. He's going to put it right in the center of the field, take a few steps back, and we're ready to go in the second half. There's the whistle. And we're underway. It's going to be a high kick. It is going to come down, fumble again. And the ball's still on the ground. It looks like Eufaula finally fell on it at about the 21-yard line. Headland had a shot there to fall on that ball. Everybody kept trying to pick it up instead of fall on it. Just outside the 20-yard line, the Tigers finally gathered in. So nothing doing this week on the $100 giveaway, but we may increase the chances on that and make it where it's more than once a night. Keep tuning in, keep registering, and trying to win that $100. Tigers going to be backed up just outside their 20-yard line to start the second half of play. It'll be Anderson at quarterback, Harris in the backfield with him. A slot to the right, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Anderson calls for a snap. Headland blitzes, and Harris runs. Anderson pulled it around the right side, but a good job. They had Harris wrapped up in the backfield, and they take Anderson down for a yard loss.
This is where Headland has to make those stands to, in order to get that momentum going back in their direction, in order to, do something positive on the offensive side.
Well, that all-out blitz, it looks like we're going to come after you. If you can throw it before we can get to you, make it happen. Headland backs off a little bit now as Anderson looks over the defense. 4-man front for Headland. He takes a snap, looks. He's going to roll to his left. The right-handed quarterback's got a lot of room to run. He's across the 20, the 25, across 30, has his first down, steps out of bounds about the 38-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 37, so it'll be about an 18-yard gain.
That's definitely one of those plays that's in the advantage of the quarterback. Defensive player know that they cannot lay the old school hits on the quarterback. So once they're on that sideline, you have to let up to make sure that quarterback stays safe.
I never liked that, Franklin. If they're in the field of play, they're vulnerable in my opinion. But Anderson's going to take a snap. He's going to look. He's going to be hit as he throws the ball, looking for number 4. Makes another great catch again at the 29-yard line. So That's 34 yards on the pass play. He just adds to the stats.
Exactly. Number 4 is doing a great job of locating that ball in the air. That time, Jackson Williams was the defender. Obviously lost the ball in the air, and number 4, did what great receivers do, come down with the ball.
4 is Mitchell, who's had a great night so far receiving for the Tigers. A high snap. You're going to give it to Harris, who splits 2 defenders that was blitzing, but he's hit after about a yard gain and brought down. Good job by the linebackers that time for Headland, filling the hole. And early in the first half, Harris was able to just sidestep that and make a big play, but not there. Tight end to the right, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Harris split to the right behind Anderson. It's a blitz, and they mistimed it as Headland was about 5 yards off sides. It'll give the Tigers a free 5 and make it 2nd and 3. Was probably a good time to change the count if that's what Eufaula did, but Headland a couple of times blitzing right here to start the second half, and it's paid off for them. Same formation. Anderson looks. He fakes his count. The linebacker stop. Do not cross the line of scrimmage. He's changing the play. There's a whistle. I thought he called a timeout, and then it looked like the Headland coach was waving, saying, no, I don't want it. So actually there's a flag.
Dropped the flag down there. It looks like offsides.
They're going to go against the Tigers. Apparently the Tigers, when he was changing the play or something, they're going to call illegal shift, illegal motion against the Tigers. That'll make it 2nd and 8 for the Tigers. Ball at the 27-yard line. Still the same formation. Anderson calls, takes a high snap. He's being forced out of the pocket. Gets it away, throws it down the field. It's going to be incomplete. His 2nd incomplete pass of the night.
Smart player getting that ball out of his hand, but great pressure by the number 5, Kendrell Ward from Kendrell Corbett, excuse me.
It's a guessing game now. If Headland keeps coming with the pressure, look for Eufaula to dump it off on a screen or a crossing pattern. But then again, like I said, it's just a guessing game. As it looked like he was tucking another flag, is something against the Tigers. It's going to be another penalty they're marking off. It looks like unsportsmanlike. Going to take it all the way out to the 42-yard line as Coach Jernigan takes a timeout to talk to the Tigers.
John Wayne.
Let's go down to John Wayne and see if he can tell us what that was all about. John Wayne, did you see what happened there? Put him on. I'm sorry, John Wayne, did you see what happened? We lost John Wayne there. We'll get him back in a few minutes. Actually, he's standing on the other end of the field from where it happened at, so we'll see if we can figure it out.
I did see some barking going back and forth. Kendra Corbett, who made that stop then, or made one of the better plays there for Headland. And he's one of those high intensity guys that mix things up in there. And Eufaula guys got caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
Yeah, well, if you're Headland, that's what you want to see. You want to see some fire. I mean, because you took one on the chin in the first half. You want to see him come out ready to play second half. Call it 3rd down and, let's see, that'd be 24 yards for the Tigers. The ball all the way back to the 41, 42-yard line. Officials calling both sides up and wanting to tell them to chillax a little bit, I guess. I hate these sermons that the head officials try to give.
I understand they're trying to keep the peace down there, but this is football is a gladiator sport.
That's to me, that's the coach's job. They're just there to call what happens, not to preach and tell somebody not to tone down the intensity. Because if I'm a coach, I'm not crazy about that.
Exactly. These guys are trained to play an intense high speed, high twitch sport, and football is definitely it.
All right, Anderson's got Harris flanked to his left. He's going to give to Harris right up. No, he fakes it, dump pass, and I think it was tipped. just enough to keep it from being a huge play as he had Pugh open right over the middle. They call him in the blitz there.
Tip through the middle by number 5, Kendrell Corbett, and we have a player down on the field.
Headland has a player down at the 48-yard line. I tell you what, while they tend to him just a minute, let's take a quick timeout. We'll be back after this commercial break.
In 1983, the first mobile phone was introduced to the public by the Motorola Company, and that was the same year Pam Freeman started her State Farm business. For 40 years, both have saved time and money. Whether it's auto, homeowners, condo renters, personal articles, business, life, or health, Pam Freeman State Farm has been there for you. Call Pam's office and let Kathy Bennett help you with all your quotes and needs. You won't find a more helpful staff anywhere. Come by and see them at 322 East Barber Street in Eufaula or call 687-7034.
9:25 to go in the third quarter. Tigers lead 42-0, but face a 4th and 24 as the Tigers look to punt for the first time tonight. Browning Anderson stands back at his 44-yard line. Back deep, it looks like it's Williams, but they're going to kick away from him. It's going to hit at the 10, take a sideways bounce, and be downed at the 10-yard line, and that's where Headland will start its first possession of the second half. Let's go down to John Wayne, and we got him back on there now, and maybe he can tell us what happened on that drive.
Well, I think, just like you said, Headland's got pumped up at halftime, coached and got inside them helmets, and they come out ready to fight. Eufaula's still ready to fight. So a little pushing, shoving, running that mouth, and like Coach said, he got the hand caught in the cookie jar.
All right, Headland will start 1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line, a long way from pay dirt, but they had a little something going to in the second half. We'll see if they can build off of that here to start the second half.
I think if you're Headland, you have to start with those little short intermediate passes. Getting the ball out in space to give the guys some room to run and gain some positive offensive yards.
Bowell's in the backfield. He's got number 10 to his right. Looks like Jackson split to the left. They're going to give to the big guy 10 off the left side. Actually, Jackson was in the slot, and I think he got caught for a yard loss that time was Davis.
Doug, I think, you and I did the radio together for a long time, especially at Dothan High. One of the things that we talked about a lot was, running east to west versus running north to south when you're, playing this, high level football. You have to have that rough and rugged running back that's willing to put their foot in the ground and, run north to south.
Let's go back to John Wayne real quick again. Another timeout by the Tigers there back to back. John Wayne, what's he trying to tell the Tigers as they take a quick timeout?
He's trying to tell them that, don't let up. Now's the time to find out who wants to win this quarter, win this line of scrimmage.
All right. It'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Rams kind of backed up there. As we look, it'll be Jackson at quarterback this time. He calls for the snap, drops straight back, wants to throw. Throws to number 19, out at the 17-yard line. So that's an 8-yard gain and makes
19 Peyton Sanders.
Makes a manageable 3rd down. 3rd and good 2 yards for the Rams. They got to get across the 20-yard line. Let's see. Yeah. Just across the 20 should be enough, as it'll be Jackson at quarterback again on a 3rd and 2. 2 receivers split both ways. One back to the left of Jackson. He calls for the snap. He wants to throw it. He's looking. He throws out in the flats on the far side, complete to number 17 again. He's got 7 yards and a 1st down.
It's number 17, Hayden Guard.
8 yards and then 7 yards. They found a little something to work here. Is there Eufaula defenders are playing back. Of course, with the lead in the ball game, you would expect them to do that. But if they creep up, look for Headland to try to go deep here. Jackson will stay in at quarterback. He's got number 8 to his left. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Actually, 3 receivers to the right. Jackson looks. He wants to go to the receiver on the left. He's flush from the pocket. He's got a few yards. He's got 8, 10. He's probably got, 14. Let's see where they mark him. Out at the 40-yard line, 15, 16 yards all the way to the 42-yard line.
As we stated, though, these are the type plays that Headland is going to have to make. Just chip away. Just get positive yardage. And build some momentum.
That's it. A little at a time. Just keep plugging. They found something to work. Jackson goes to the sideline. Gets the play. Ball right in front of the Headland bench. Headland going left to right as we view the field here from the home side at Eufaula Tiger Stadium. A 4-man front for the Tigers. Jackson in the backfield. Calls for the snap. He's going to drop back. Look, he's flush from the pocket, rolling right. Plenty of time. Looking. Nice run, but a little bit too late as he's brought down at the 40. He tried to throw it late, but he wasn't able to get it out. The officials preaching to him, telling him he's down. Just mark the ball and do the next play. It's up to the coach to coach him. So he loses a yard on the play.
.6:30 to go in the third quarter.
Should be a heat timeout coming after probably this play on a 2nd and 11. Jackson in the backfield again. Back behind him is the sophomore Reeves. 2 receivers to the right, a slot to the left. There's the snap. He's going to give it to Reeves off the left side. Get it closed quickly, but he's able to cut through and pick up 5 yards out to the 45-yard line.
Reeves, one of those impressive young guys. We're gonna have to, definitely put our hands on his shoulders and use him, as we get further down the road. But it's good to see those young guys having the patience that he's having right now, playing that running back position.
Under 6 minutes. I was waiting for the heat timeout. There it is. Let's take a heat timeout too. We'll be back after this commercial break.
In 1983, the first mobile phone was introduced to the public by the Motorola Company, and that was the same year Pam Freeman started her State Farm business. For 40 years, both have saved time and money. Whether it's auto, homeowners, condo renters, personal articles, business, life, or health, Pam Freeman State Farm has been there for you. Call Pam's office and let Kathy Bennett help you with all your quotes and needs. You won't find a more helpful staff anywhere. Come by and see them at 322 East Barber Street in Eufaula or call 687-703.
Of all the improvements you can make to your home, it could be the
At Mid-South Bank, we pride ourselves on being the friendliest and most helpful bank in town. For over 100 years, we've been helping families prosper and helping businesses grow. Mid-South Bank is a local bank with local people making local decisions. We're a community bank who will always be there when you need us. Whatever banking services you need, we're here to help. Visit us today or online at bankmidsouth.com. Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Hey Tiger fans, Daniel Pulley here, your local Chick-fil-A Eufaula owner-operator. We are so excited to be the official sponsor of the weekly Eufaula Tiger Coaches Show for the 2022 football season. Join us for the live show at Chick-fil-A Eufaula every Thursday starting at 6 p.m. Our incredible team is ready to serve you. And don't forget, eat more chicken.
Somebody cannot come to us, we go to them. It's something that we do on a regular basis, something we don't mind doing, and we work on a contingency basis.
No one has to pay us any money up front.
They do not have to pay us unless we collect for them, unless we are successful in resolving their case through a settlement or through trial.
They don't have to pay us any money unless...
Tiger Stadium, a big 3rd and 7 for the Rams. Jackson Williams at quarterback. He's got motion. Going to toss to number 7 on a speed sweep to the left. He's got a little room runner. Has his first down. Brought down at the 45-yard line. A gain of 10 yards and a first down.
Number 7, Jaden Craig, another sophomore on the game.
Big first down there. It was his 3rd and long, and Headland's able to keep the drive going now in the Tiger territory. 5:22 to go in the third quarter. Same formation coming out. Davis split wide to the right. 2 receivers either side. Williams in the backfield. Looks like number 8, the sophomore. Jackson going to drop straight back throw. He's hit his receiver the 3rd time over there. Now number 17 again. 5 more quick yards on that little curl route.
Hayden Gar with the reception. Yeah, and Doug, you have me laughing. Are you saying Davis is Dozier out on the side?
Dozier, I'm sorry.
You're liable to see him anywhere on the field. I'm not surprised you not see him at the quarterback or even snapping the ball at times. He's just that talented to play any position you can put him in.
We'll see next year when he's apparently going to be at Mississippi State, where they put him at. Jackson Williams calls for the snap. He takes it, got time to throw. Now he's flushed out to the right, to the left. He's got time. He's going to run. He's got his first down out of bounds they mark him right at the 35-yard line. That may be a half yard short. I thought he got past the down marker, but that looks like it's going to be about a foot short.
Did mark it at third down. Looks like about a half a foot short, as you stated, Doug.
Big third down here, 4 minutes and 18 seconds. He did go out of bounds, so the clock is stopped. Dozier will line up in, I started to say a slot, but he's going to be the lone receiver to the left as they shift over trips to the right. Williams looks to the right, running back to his left, calls for the snap. He's going to drop straight back, looking. He's flushed, rolling out in front of the Headland bench again. There's a flag comes out as Williams just throws it over into the bench. There's a flag because
late hit.
Was it a late hit? Or I didn't know if it was going to be a late hit or grounding because I was looking for a receiver over there. I didn't see one. But either way, that's probably going to be a late hit and a holding, and they may offset and do it all over again. They went to the official on the far side, so that would have been the last call first, I think. Well, there's actually two flags over there, so we'll see as the head official comes back across the way. They have it marked out at the, I was fixing to say, they had it marked way 8 yards back, but now he's going back to the original line of scrimmage. They're going to say holding against Headland and personal foul, late hit against the Tigers. So it'll offset. It'll be third down and a foot all over again. All right, Williams a little closer this time. There's a quick whistle from the head official again. I don't know. Eufaula stepped up like they're blitzing. I'm not sure what that was about, but that didn't do Headland any favors by tipping their hat as to what they were fixing to run. Two receivers to the left, a slot to the right. Williams with the back behind him in the backfield. He shifts over to the left. Now he gets behind him again. Williams is going to take the snap. He's going to give to the back. He's hitting the backfield and drove backwards. He's going to lose a good 2 yards on the play.
That was Marcus Reeves on the carry, and he didn't have any time to react, anywhere to run on that play. Eufaula deep in the backfield.
Brings up a fourth and call it a short 4, long 3, whichever way you want to look at it. And it's kind of that area on the field where you want to go for it. Surprises me, but Bowell checks back in at quarterback. Dozier is actually on the sideline on this play. It's going to be a heavy set for Headland. Williams is going to be.
Actually, Jackson is still at the quarterback position.
They're going to take a timeout now. Let's take a timeout, too. We'll be back after a quick commercial break.
Benny Whitehead Incorporated has called Eufaula home since 1965. Today, the family-owned business owns and operates 119 tractors and trailers and employs over 150 people. Benny Whitehead is nationally known as a leader in safety and keeping the air clean and fuel consumption low. Benny Whitehead Incorporated loves Eufaula and would like to wish Lakeside and Eufaula safe and successful.
With the world changing all around us, everyone needs to be covered by insurance. So give Eric Glover with the Glover Agency a call and talk with Eric about auto, home, life, or last week's football game. Whatever your insurance needs, let Eric talk to you about being covered. The Glover Agency is located at 145 East Broad Street, Eufaula, Alabama. Call 334-687-0358. 21 seconds to go in the third quarter. Both teams with one possession, I think, here in the second half. And Headland facing a 4th and a short 4, we'll call it, to keep this drive alive. Jackson Williams is going to be in the backfield. He's got the big guy, number 10, behind him. He's going to shift over to his right. 2 slots to the left, 1 receiver to the right. Eufaula walks up and blitzes. It's a quick toss out to the receiver, number 8, who's got a quick 5 yards and a first down.
Actually, that was completed to the quarterback, number 9, Easton Botwell.
And there, the Rams are doing just enough to keep the drive alive, pecking their way down the field, but it's effective. Bowell's checking into the game now. He got the play from the sideline. He went out of bounds, so his clock stopped at 3:14 to go in the third. It'll be Williams at quarterback. Bowell will line up in a slot on the left. Dozier's coming out wide to the right. Quick snap. Williams wanted it quick as they throw to Dozier. He's got it complete down to the 5, spins. He's going to be in for the touchdown. A quick throw and catch. Great job by Jackson Williams that time, noticing something and wanted a quick snap, and he was able to get it out. A 33-yard throw and catch for the Rams.
Well, we talked about the athleticism of Caleb Dozier, and that was a prime example of what this kid can do. Not only on the defensive side of the ball, he is a threat anywhere on the field.
Made a great catch and then fought off a couple of tackles to get into the end zone. It appears Headland will go for 2 here. Score stands at 42-6. They will keep Jackson Williams in the backfield. Same formation as the last play. Williams calls for the snap. He's going to look. He's going to go to Dozier again. A lot of pushing and shoving, but the ball's thrown towards the corner, and Dozier broke off his route. So it's going to be incomplete and no good on the extra point. 42-6 with 3:05 to go in the third quarter.
Definitely a fair amount of hand kicking on both sides, on the offense and the defense. The ball floats out of bounds. Made a difference one way or the other on that play.
So a lot of time coming off, both teams with 1 possession and only just over 3 minutes left in the third quarter. We'll see here, as I'm sure Eufaula is trying to get its hands team together. They started last week of using the mats to make sure they got enough players to go out on the field because they had several out sick and I was told COVID and other things. I'm not sure if that's what it was or just people out, but nevertheless, they're going to send them out on the field. You wouldn't think that's the hand teams as they're spreading out, but if you look at the numbers across the front line, they're all backs and low numbers. So the front 5 across the front are all low numbers. So I'm sure that is some kind of a hands team. Headland ready to kick off. 3:05 to go in the third quarter. They kick it. It's going to go a squib kick right down the middle. Eufaula has trouble getting on it, but finally falls on it at the 28-yard line.
And the kicker is down on the field. I didn't see after he kicked the ball what happened, but he's holding his ankle as if he's turning his ankle.
He must have stepped wrong because everybody went back from that front line chasing the ball when it was squib kicked. So he never even got to the front 5 of Eufaula there. He might have just stepped wrong. You hope he didn't twist a knee or something because that's trying to squib kick it or something like that. It would be easy to misstep or twist something. 5 seconds came off the clock, 3 minutes to go in the third while they attend to him. Was you able to see anything on the replay there? Or?
No, I wasn't able to see anything. I followed the ball.
Let's go down to John Wayne Robinson on the field and see what's going on the sideline. John Wayne, what you got? Did you add him?
Wrong about the time he kicked the ball because he went down immediately. I'm not sure if he didn't even.
John Wayne, interrupt you, but we were late coming to you. Start over and tell us again.
I think he just misstepped when he kicked the ball. It looked like like his toe may have drug and all his weight came down on his foot because the kick. It really looked like he was trying to kick it further than that, and I think he just made a bad step.
So I've seen Charles do that in his golf club. He rears back like he's really going to. All right, we understand. We hope he's all right as he goes to the sideline. Tigers come out. 1st and 10. New quarterback into the game. It'll be the freshman at quarterback, Headland walks up, going to blitz. He hands to number 2. That's one of the Slaughter running backs, I think, and he is going to be brought down for no gain. Actually, they're going to mark him for a yard loss on that.
2:40 and counting in the third quarter.
All right, McCoy's in at quarterback for the Tigers, the freshman. As they look to the sideline, I'm sure they'll burn a lot of time just trying to shorten the game here. Is a whole new line out there on offense, new center, guards, tackles. As Headland walks up, ready to stop the run. There's a snap McCoy's going to give to the running back, runs into his own man in the backfield, fumbles the ball, and somehow McCoy, the quarterback, finally gets on it, but it's going to be about a 5-yard loss.
That's a big tackle by number 51, Pate Grant.
Second team just not hitting on real smooth right now, facing a third and about 18 with 1 minute and 50 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Not taking much time off here before they snap the ball. He's going to fake the Slaughter, want to throw somebody in his face. He throws it, intercepted at the 22-yard line by Headland. That's number
6, Ashton Graham.
All right, so Headland's in business.
I tell you, at a time like this, that's just what Headland need. A turnover, making some big plays. Constantly let's start to chip away at that huge lead that Eufaula has.
And best starting field position of the night at the Tiger 23-yard line. So Headland right back in business with 1 minute and 36 seconds to go. They come out onto the field. It'll be Jackson Williams at quarterback. It'll be Dozier split far to the right, 2 receivers either side. He calls for a quick snap. He wants to go right back to Dozier on the play they scored. He's got Dozier on a curl route underneath. It's going to be complete for 5 yards.
Chip away, but unfortunately that time is steadily running against you. So, need to move a little quicker, but it is getting some positive yards, and that's what's needed.
1 minute and 10 seconds, and the clock rolling. 24 seconds on the play clock as they're still getting a play from the sideline on the far side. Williams will come in. Number 7 checks into the game. Actually, Boutwell's coming back into the game. 19 checks out for the Rams. Tigers with the first-team defense back out there to try to stop this drive by the Rams. Jackson Williams calls for the snap quickly. It's going to be tossed to 7, who bobbles it, but he got it back. Hit hard at the 21-yard line and drove backwards. He's going to lose 3.
And a flag down on the play. Usually in the area of holding.
It is going to be holding against the Rams. I'm not sure that the Tigers don't decline that with it a 3-yard loss and another down, so we'll see what they say.
Looks like they're accepting the penalty and moving it back.
They are accepting the penalty, but they only mark off 5 yards, so they only gain about 2, maybe 2.5 yards, and it'll be second down over again.
Would that have been a spot foul, Doug?
It's supposed to be from the line of scrimmage and 10 yards, I thought, but, I think they're still learning this year, too. I don't know. It's a quick snap. Flags come from every direction out there. Official's going to say false start against Headland, so there's the other 5 yards.
The other
either
5
way.
yards that were missing.
That's going to make it second and about 18 now with 34.8 seconds on the clock. Now, we'll see. They didn't start it after a penalty earlier in the first half. We'll see if they'll have a 25-second play clock. Clock should start. And he says start it, and it does. So Williams gets him up to the line quickly. He'll have Dozier split to the right, 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Back in the backfield, Reeves to his left. Motion number 7 across. He fakes to him, throws deep to Dozier in the corner. A lot of pushing and shoving. Intercepted in the end zone, but he brings it out. The Tigers, he's able to avoid the tackle from Dozier coming out the sideline. He's crossed the 20 out to the 24-yard line. With 9.7 seconds left, they're going to mark him at the 21, a late flag at the 23. That's usually where you see a block in the back or something like that. But the Tigers are able to stop the Rams there.
Momentum, stopped with the interception. A little bit too much air up under the ball, and great defense by Eufaula.
I call holding against Eufaula, but it was after the interception, so they'll say first down Eufaula, but they'll mark off the penalty and back Eufaula up probably around the 15-yard line or so. We're going to mark it off from the 23, so it'll take it down to the 13-yard line, and that's where the Tigers will start 1st and 10. McCoy back in at quarterback, the freshman. He looks over the line, takes a snap, just going to hand off to number 24. He's hitting the backfield, and he's going to lose 2 yards. And that's the last play of the 3rd quarter. We'll take a break, be back with more Tiger football after this commercial break.
The family at Impressive Collision Center has been in business since 1940.
That's impressive.
Your transportation is one of the largest investments you have, so keep it looking new at Impressive. From a major crash to a small dent, Impressive can help.
Now Impressive.
They work closely with all insurance companies and give you a great price on your minor mishaps.
Wow, impressive.
And don't forget to check out all the accessories from install winches, brush guards, and bed covers.
Impressive. Give them a call. Impressive Collision Center, 317 South Eufaula Avenue, 334-687-4400.
R.W. Wingate and Company is a full-service accounting firm and a supporter of Eufaula High Athletics. They are located at 102 North Orange Avenue, Eufaula, Alabama, but licensed in multiple states. Richard W. Wingate has over 25 years' experience in public accounting, and the firm's services include personal and business tax preparation, bookkeeping, sales tax preparation, payroll services, audit of nonprofit and government entities, and business consultation. When doing extra is the point, contact R.W. Wingate and Company for your accounting needs.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
All right, real quick, back at Tiger Stadium, start the 4th quarter. Just FYI, next week the Tigers will be at home. 2nd game of 4 at home this year against Greenville. Headland will be homecoming at home against Rehoboth next week. Be sure to come out and support both teams. 2nd, and we'll call it 14-13 for the Tigers deep in their own territory. McCoy back in at quarterback, the freshman quarterback for the Tigers. He looks over, calls for the snap, tries to get the Rams to jump. The Rams don't. McCoy's going to change his play at the line of scrimmage. There's a snap. McCoy dropping back, throws is tipped. Was trying to hit number 2 there. It was wide open, but a good job of getting a hand up. I think it was number 51.
That's
for the Rams.
Pate Grant again.
And got his hand up and knocked that ball away for an incomplete pass.
Got to score Carver 20, Park Crossing 0.
What was the score update you had a while ago for us?
I will say it was Elba.
Elba's up 42-0, 3rd quarter.
Big blitz that time by Headland. They takes McCoy down. He's got to see that coming. He's a freshman. That's all the way back to the 3-yard line. That's about a 7-yard loss. I mean, it's not like it came from the blind side. He's got to see that one coming.
That was Ashton Graham on the tackle for the loss. Gentleman just got the interception.
Tigers will send out the punting unit. Here's a chance where Headland could get great starting field position for another drive. Going back deep for Headland is number 2, Riley, to return the punt. Anderson will handle the punting duties. He's standing deep in his own end zone, probably 8 yards deep. Headland with they fall off now. They had 10 men up there, about 8 now. Anderson's going to get the kick away. It's going to be a wobbly kick. It's going to hit at 35, take a Eufaula roll. across the 40, 45, 47-yard line is where it'll be down. Let's go down to John Wayne real quick while they swap sides. John Wayne, what's the coach telling the backups about getting some first downs and running some clock?
Well, they're bull rushing our second string line right now. I don't think we've stopped one white jersey from coming through the line. So, you're up. You got an opportunity to get on the field, and these guys need to take advantage of that opportunity and start fighting a little bit.
Well, let's get them on film and have something to coach them with next week, as you never know when you're going to be relying on those guys. But on the other side, Headland looking to score again here as they take over in the Tiger territory at the 42-yard line. 42-6 is the score. The Tigers led 42-0 at half. Or excuse me. Williams back deep. He wants to throw, looking for Dozier, who's wide open, and he overthrows it. Not Dozier. Yes, it was Dozier.
That was Dozier.
And
wide open, probably
it.
as open as he'll be all night long.
And I don't think that was Jackson. It looked like Dozier pulled up a little bit as he got free and didn't. I don't know if he was stopping or didn't want to outrun the arm of Jackson or what, but he pulled up a little bit, and about the time Jackson turned it loose, and I believe if he'd have kept running full stride, it would have hit him just right.
Those two are definitely used to being on the same page, but they were a little off on that one.
Dozier checks out. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Williams is going to take, looks, wants to throw again. He's going to be flushed as he rolls to the right. A lot of pressure now as he steps up. A 3-man rush. Comes back, got a man wide open across the middle, inside the 30, 25, the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown to number 2. That's a 42-yard strike.
Julian Riley. I'll tell you, just what the doctor ordered if you're a Headland Rams fan, and that was very much so needed. Quickly see Eufaula rushing in their first-string defense to stop some of that bleed.
Yeah, I think that time actually they had some subs on defense, but I'd have been off early. Still 10:28 to go in this ballgame. 42-12 now. Headland will come out in an attempt a 2-point play for the conversion. Williams takes a snap. He's looking for Dozier in the corner. Now he looks left. He's wanting to run it. He makes a cut up the middle, makes another cut, and he'll walk into the end zone. 2 good cuts by Williams. Left Tigers grabbing for air, and it makes it 42-14 now.
As stated, there's definitely a little shot of momentum that's needed for the Headland Rams. So hopefully we can continue with this same process. But that clock is steady ticking. We're down to around 10 minutes. So
10 minutes and 28 seconds.
You want to talk about the pad?
What?
The pad, where players line up.
Yeah, I see. And making sure they have enough. I was looking to see, you really don't have second strings and stuff like that on special teams, and it'll catch you off guard sometimes. So we'll see. I'm sure the Tigers will be looking for a squib kick or something again. Handling the kickoff now. It's number 24 out there to handle the kickoff duties.
24, Trip Turner. Trip is usually our extra point kicker.
Well, he's lined up to the right. He's got 5 men over there. They'll be rushing right at 2 Eufaula defenders. So perfect spot for an onside kick if that's what you want to do. A timeout is called. I didn't see which way they signaled it. I imagine it was Eufaula, though, because immediately they turn around and start calling hands team. If Headland could have got that one off. They had 5 men, not counting the kicker, against 2 on that far side. I don't know how you get caught off guard there, Charles, with the score being what it is in the fourth quarter, not expecting an onside kick.
I noticed coaches were trying to get 11 guys and what they use their pad for substituting or putting teams together. And I think they put some younger guys out.
Yes, that's definitely one of the purposes of that pad. Is gridded out down there that to put the players in a position that they'll be playing once they touch the field. So great great tool to use.
Hadn't done that in the past, but after the Enterprise game, we had some sick, some hurt, some out, And I think it was some out as of the day of the second game. So they wound up doing that to make sure they had enough people on the field when they were supposed to have enough people on the field.
And also it saves that it saves that side of the sideline where the players trample on.
I'd kick it deep and left if I was Headland here. Eufaula has nobody deep and left. We'll see. They try an onside kick. He's squibbed down to the 37-yard line. Whew. I'm glad they didn't kick it deep and left. Goodness gracious, there was a lot of room. Eufaula had 10 men up on the line, and then their deep guy was actually on the left hash mark in front of the Headland bench. So,
you know, like Franklin said, their normal extra point kicker was kicking their kicker and had gotten hurt.
He just fired it right in there. Good try. You never know if it'll bounce off one of those upper linemen or what. But they take I started to say a heat timeout. I'm not sure, but somebody called a timeout.
Headland called that timeout.
Headland called a timeout. So let's keep it here. Let's go down to John Wayne and see who's going out there. John Wayne, is the backup still in, or is he making a change here?
No, sir. No, sir. I believe we have the ones coming back in the game.
Probably not a bad idea to put them out there and let them run a little bit and get some clock.
That's right.
It's 3 and out. Going to bite us in the behind.
That's right.
Keep that up. So that timeout, look to see the Tigers come back out. I don't think they'll air it out here very much, but they'll probably try to run the ball. But if you're Headland, they've had their ears pinned back and blitzing a lot here in the second half, and it was causing havoc on that second team offense.
I think Headland took the time out to put some substitutes in, and too late.
It'll be Anderson back in the game. It'll be Harris split to the right. Starting line is back in the game. He'll take it. He'll hand it to Harris off the no. Anderson kept it. Now he's going to throw it, and it's at the feet of Harris. A good idea, but Harris couldn't have caught that one as it bounced at his feet. That's the third incompletion of the night for Anderson. Looked good either way. If Harris would have got it or if Anderson would have kept it running, had a lot of room. But two incomplete passes in a row for Anderson. He calls for the snap on the second 10. Looks deep, wanting to throw. He's going to roll out to the right. Now he's going to fake and run. He's going to slide at the 45, and that's going to be about a yard short of his first down. They mark him just across the 45. It'll be a half yard short, so give him 9 on the carry. Quickly back out on a 3rd and 1. The clock rolling. Tigers probably need to run a little more time off that clock in between, but they're going ahead. 9:45 clock rolling. He calls for a quick snap. Headland has not jumped all night. They do not jump there. Changing the play. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Harris swaps over to the right side. There's a high snap. It's going to go back to the left. Harris keeps it. He's got his first down across midfield down to the 48-yard line. Maybe the 47. We'll see. They're going to mark him at the 48, I think.
Tackle made by Caleb Dozier and Kendrell Corbett.
They got him at the 47.
Franklin, I think Headland has quite a few subs in now.
That is that's the majority of the starters out there. And that's one of those issues of playing both sides of the ball. You're wearing down as the game go on. Luckily those guys still have some momentum going.
This time he gives to Harris in the backfield, and he's immediately hit by number 51 and brought down at the 49-yard line. That's we'll call it a yard loss, maybe a yard and a half.
It's 51 Pate Granigan. Kids having a pretty decent game. Plenty of opportunities to make some big plays, and he stepped up this second half for us.
27 seconds on the play clock, 8:42 to go in the game. Tigers lead 42-14 at this point. Taking their time here, going to run some clock, which you'd expect. You see the coach calling in the plays now is actually just holding things, which I figured they would do anyway to run as much clock as possible. Ball just barely inside Rams territory at the 49-yard line. Anderson wanting to snap, trips to the left. He's going to give to Harris off the left side. Harris makes one guy miss. He's across 45, across the 40. just barely inside the 40, and that'll make it 3rd and about 2 for the Tigers.
Tell you, Harris doing a good job of making those cutbacks and eating up those yards on the inside, running between the tackles.
3rd and a long 2 or short 3. Clock rolling, 7:50 to go in the 4th quarter. 25 seconds on the play clock. Headland bringing in a little bit bigger man there on the front. They're going to have a 4-man front on a 3rd and we'll call it 3 for the Tigers. Anderson wants the ball. He's going to take. He's going to give to Harris. Harris makes a guy miss and steps back, and he's actually going to lose a half a yard back to the 40-yard line.
Play made by Kendrell Corbett again, and also Joshua Stetson.
That's going to make it 4th, and we'll call it 3 now as he loses the half a yard back. And, it's kind of one of those spots here you look for the Tigers. The Tigers are going to quickly go up to the line and go for it as Dozier's trying to check off on the far side and get out. He does get off the field. Anderson calls for the snap. They don't jump. Hadn't jumped all night. 6:55, clock rolling. Anderson's going to drop back. He's got Harris to his right. 3 yards to go for the first. He gives to Harris. Harris across the 40, inside the 40, down to the 45-yard line, just outside the 45. He's got his first down, but a late flag comes out. And Eufaula's pointing Headland's way. Not sure. We'll have to wait and see what the head official says, but whatever it was after the play when they were getting up. Looked like somebody probably said something or maybe pushed or whatever. They're just saying first down Tigers, and they're marking off 5, 10, 15. So that's personal foul against Headland. $100 yards even on the night on 14 carries for Harris after that pickup. Brings up 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the 20-yard line. 6:41 to go in the 4th quarter of play. 5-man front for Headland. They fake. They throw inside to number 4 for the Tigers, and it's a touchdown. A 20-yard throw and catch from quarterback Anderson to Mitchell, and a quick score for the Tigers.
Tell you what, no safety help over the top. Davis had a tough, he had the entire field, to try to defend, and that's absolutely impossible for anyone.
Been there,
to cover.
Been there, done that. We saw that the last few years also when we were in 6A. You just get outsized, or, you get to the point sometimes you have to put everybody up on the line to try to stop something, and it leaves something else open.
Absolutely.
Cooper Wingate with the extra point. It's right down the gut, and that's a Wingate CPA extra point for you. We appreciate the sponsorship from them. That puts the Tigers up 48-14.
49.
Actually, should be 49. 49-14. They just put it up on the board. Let's take a sideline warning against, I think it was Headland that he motioned to. Let's take a quick 30-second timeout. We'll be back with more Tiger football after this message.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
Back at Tiger Stadium, 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this ball game. Quick update from Enterprise. Central pouring it on now into the 3rd quarter, 34-7 in that ball game. As officials taking an extended time out here, let's go down to John Wayne and find out what he's got going on the sideline. What you got, John Wayne?
Well, that's just what we thought would happen. The ones came in and drove 60 yards and got the Tigers another score. Now, I heard Mr. Ricky at halftime talking about the Cochran era reunion next week. And, that time in Eufaula was a great time to be a fan, a band member, a student. But it was really a great time. I know the guys I know that came through the Cochran era, but with all those coaches, are some of the best at the place that I work, and have most the best work ethic of a lot of men that I know. So those coaches really invested into the young men, just like these coaches are, not just to win football games, but to make men ready to go into society and be great men. So I hope a lot of guys will come out next week, because a fellowship was developed that is hard to
Appreciate it, John Wayne. Make sure that mic's plugged into that headset good for when you talk to Jarrell, he don't pull loose, and we get a good interview after the game. Also, there's going to be a lot of coaches that we hadn't seen in a long time gathered for that, so be sure to come out for that next week. Wingate takes and kicks a pooch kick on the kickoff. It's going to come down to number 0 at the 22-yard line. He's going to go across the field, spun down by number 7 of the Tigers after he gains about 8 yards. Tigers have a man down. You don't want to see that at this point, but
appears to be a cramp. We've had quite a few guys that go down with cramps tonight, even though it's a fairly mild night, for football. Here in the deep south, you still have that humidity, and those guys are hot, under those pads, and it's definitely gonna take its toll on the body with cramps.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure. I think it's still number 16, but we'll verify the number when he gets up. It looks like just a cramp as the trainer is out there working with him. 6 minutes and 23 seconds to go before half. They help him up, and he's going to come off. It appears that's all it is, and it's actually number 36. I'm sorry I had that wrong. Probably scared a mama to death somewhere. That's Elliott Clayton, a sophomore for the Tigers. Looks like maybe just a cramp as he's able to come off the field.
And Headland has their backups in the game. Ashton Trammell's back in quarterback, and I'm proud to see number 22 in the backfield. Freshman number 22, Kingston Williams, my second son on the team.
My goodness gracious. Back to throw. He wants to throw. He's got a little time this time. Flushed out of the pocket to the right. Rolling. Throws late, and it's going to be trapped. I don't think he intercepted that. They're going to say incomplete. Franklin, I'm going to tell you, I would have never. Well, I guess he did catch it.
Oh, wow.
Did they mark it? Last time I saw Kingston, he wasn't nowhere near that size. He's done some growing the last few years.
Oh, he has sprouted up. Yes, it was a clear catch.
Yes, it was away from us. His back was to us. The official was right there on top of it. It was right in front of the Headland bench. No argument from them, so it must have been a clean catch. Backups come back out for the Tigers. McCoy at quarterback trying to make something happen now as they have positive field position at the 34. He's going to give to the running back off the left side. That's number 33. Straight up the middle all the way down to the 20-yard line. That's a quick 14 yards on the carry.
We see the backups in for both teams now as Headland is pretty much clearing their benches and getting some good reps for the younger guys.
Same formation. They snap. They give it. Same play right up the middle. He's following his big blocker. He's got about 4, we'll say 5, down to almost the 15-yard line. Big number 33. That's actually going to be Jabin Reeves, a senior running back. Going to give off the left side this time. I think it was Reeves again. Going to have there's a flag way to the left. He had 5 yards, but the back judge threw a flag.
12 men.
Makes a difference, don't it? 2-on-2.
12 men on the field for Headland. Probably be declined because it was right at the first down marker for the Tigers. That happens when you're trying to get subs. You're trying to get people out there. You don't want anybody to get hurt once something's out of hand. And it just happens sometimes. An awful long discussion for that, but head official's going to come out and signal illegal participation. As he's going over to Coach Jernigan, asking him what he wants to do. They're going to say second down. Face mask also against Headland. So they'll decline the illegal participation and take the face mask. And Franklin, I think they missed that because they marked that at the end of the run. No, they didn't. They marked it from the line of scrimmage. I'm sorry. But he should have been half the distance inside the 20, I think. So either way, when it's all said and done, it's 1st and goal from the 6-yard line, it appears, for the Tigers. Just over 5 minutes to go in this game. McCoy at quarterback for the Tigers. He takes a snap, looks, fakes one way, gives it to number 25 off the right side, 26. There's a flag comes out for where you'd normally see holding, but it's probably negated as he goes across for the touchdown. The flag is at the 5-yard line.
And that's the correct call, holding on Eufaula.
That's from the line of scrimmage, which is right at the line, so that'll take it back out to about the 15-yard line, and it'll actually, I'll start to say he hesitated, but it's just outside the 15, almost the 16-yard line. 1st to go from 16.
But that young man, number 26, wasn't a happy camper to see that flag negate that touchdown for him.
Yep.
Any young players gonna have that type response.
Number 33 is back in the game. He's going to line up to the left of McCoy. Takes the snap, gives to him right up the middle. He had some big plays earlier. He stutter steps, breaks to the outside. He's down inside the 10, down to about the 6-yard line, it appeared. So about a 10-yard carry there. 3 carries, 29 yards now for the running back, Reeves. Quickly up to the line. They do the same thing. Actually, McCoy keeps it this time. He's going to dance into the end zone as a flag comes out late, maybe holding right at the goal line. We'll see if that's what it was.
Holding.
Yep, holding on the wide receiver right at the goal line, right before he crossed into the end zone. So that's going to cost the Tigers. And that's going to go back to the line of scrimmage. It should be a spot if it's a wide out, but they're marking it from the line of scrimmage. I think he just realized that. Now he's backing it up, and he's putting it right at the 10-yard line, which would be correct. Tigers quickly back up to the line. McCoy's got the big running back 33. He's going to hand off to him on the left. He dances down to the 5, drives inside the 5 down to the 2-yard line. So about 8 yards on the carry there. Quickly breaking the huddle. 3:44 still to go in the ball game. McCoy and the backups want to get one in the end zone for them. McCoy's going to take it. He's going to he's going to give to 33 off the right side. He walks into the end zone. No flag this time. Touchdown, Tigers. Franklin, the backups that time, they couldn't stop it. I'd like to see Eufaula at least take their time and use a little more clock there instead of getting in such a hurry. But I guess the young guys just want to make something happen. So
absolutely, they work their tails off in practice all week, the same as the older guys. But it goes like that sometimes.
Tigers come out in the swinging gate. They're going to shift over. This is another Wingate CPA extra point attempt. It's a high snap, but Anderson gets it down. The kick is up and good. That was a good job by Anderson and Wingate to get that off, as it was a high snap, and Anderson went as high as he could go to gather that in and grab it, and that makes the score 56-14. 3:30 to go in the ball game. John Wayne was right down there where all those penalties and everything happened. Let's go to John Wayne and see what he saw on that drive. Take it away, John Wayne.
I saw the Tigers score three different times. But
only once.
Like you said, twos on twos makes a big difference.
All right, so John Wayne will have an interview after the ball game with Coach Jernigan, which be sure to stick around for that. And as the Tigers will come out, it'll be Wingate still handling kickoff duties. I think Headland's trying to get them a few new faces out there on the return team. Couple of clean jerseys coming out there, looks like. Franklin, give them
for sure. Definitely some clean jerseys coming out, but that's good. Get those reps, give those guys opportunities to get out there and get some some live action.
Those guys get some plays in, you'll be amazed how much better they'll practice next week. Wingate's ready. It's 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the fourth. He approaches. He kicks a pooch kick. It's a high pooch kick coming down at the 30. It hits goes backwards at the 29. Tigers had a chance to fall on it, but quickly number 13.
Zion Danzig.
Falling on it for the Rams.
Good job of being aware about Danzig to jump on that ball because it was close to being picked up by a Eufaula player.
That's really just the same kick he's done all night long. They just didn't adjust and catch it in the air, but he's pushed it right to that same area all night long, except when they put Jackson Williams over there and they kicked away from him. So Tigers bring out getting the defense out on the field. Let's see if they've got 11 now. Headland out. Number 11 will take it, run a sweep to the right. He's hitting the backfield, no blocking. I'm going to tell you what, 22, 34, and 60 did a good job of they should have had cameras and filmed it because they wasn't doing any blocking for the young man that time.
Well, I can tell you, 22 is not accustomed to the blocking piece. He's a little beanpole himself, so he's gonna have to hit that weight room and learn how to block and take care of that quarterback.
Quickly back up to the line. The Rams look to run another play.
Another freshman quarterback is in now. Casey Knowles.
16. I don't know what he's looking at over his left shoulder.
Play clock.
Play clock. Okay, yeah, down to 8. 22 gets it. Is that Kingston?
That's Kingston.
Kingston picks up about 4 yards off the right side. He threw me for a loop there. He's looking over his shoulder down in the left side. There's a play clock right in front of him down at the other end of the field, and I wasn't sure why he was looking over his shoulder, but the other clock is closer to him.
I think a little bit of collateral damage, making sure that they don't give that ball back to the Tigers with too much time on the clock to get back in the end zone again.
Brings up a 3rd and 8 for the Rams. Quarterback looks over the defense. He's got 2 receivers to the left, a slot to the left, 2 receivers to the right. He's going to give to Kingston off. It makes one man miss, makes another guy miss, runs up into traffic. He's going to be close to the first down, but about a yard or 2 short. Give him 6 on the carry. Fourth and 2 now for the Rams. Minute and 17 seconds to go into the ball game. The Tigers lead 56-14. 5A Region 2, first week of region play for both teams. Two receivers to the left, 1 to the right. He's calling for the snap. And Headland's going to take a timeout. Tell you what, we'll take a quick timeout too. Be back after this commercial timeout.
Precision Body Works is a state-of-the-art collision facility dedicated to providing customers with outstanding service and a quality repair experience. We have been serving Eufaula and the surrounding areas for over 20 years and have earned a reputation as being a premier collision repair center. Precision Body Works uses environmentally friendly PPG water-based paint and also offers 24-hour record service as well as top-of-the-line accessories from such brands as Cam Locker, Ranch Hand, Retrax, Weston, and WeatherTech. We are located at 1210 North Eufaula Avenue or call us at 334-687-4700. When it's football time, we at First Franklin Financial are big fans of our local teams, just like you. We've been part of the community for over 75 years, and when you need money for repairs or emergencies, we'll help you play offense. We offer fixed-rate loans up to $15,000 with easy payment plans and fast approvals. Visit 1ffc.com to find the location near you. Legal, all loan terms and
Headland back, ready to punt on a 4th and 2. And going to get away a good kick. Tigers have nobody back, so they're getting away from it. It's going to hit at the 30, roll inside the 25, down to the 21-yard line. And with 35.9 seconds, look for the Tigers to come out here and just take a knee, and we'll be done with this one. Good response tonight. Be sure to tell your friends. It's going to happen this year. If we have to step up our game, we're gonna make sure it happens on the giveaway. But the Mid-South Bank, we appreciate everybody participating in that. We may step it up and make it towards the end of the year more than just a halftime. But we're going to make sure something like that happens. We appreciate everybody, and we appreciate all our sponsors. Tigers come out in victory formation, 35.9. 56-14 will be your final score here as Anderson just takes a knee. And I can't tell you how much we appreciate it. Keith was out of town this week, and having Franklin back again, man, I appreciate you coming up. I wish we could have treated you a little better, but we appreciate you helping us out with this ball game tonight. And I hope the Headland Rams, I know y'all gonna y'all actually finished 3rd in the region last year, and I'm sure you'll create some havoc. Wouldn't hurt my feelings at all to see y'all take it to the rest of the region for us as play goes on.
We definitely have our hands full, but of course it will always be be good to go up and give a team like Charles Henderson a great run. And you still can't overlook those teams like Rehoboth and Greenville.
Well, I know that Charles Henderson, did y'all go to them, or do they come to y'all this year?
Yes, we go to Charles Henderson this year.
Well, they got it made there with it. I know the first 6 games last year, they were at home, and then the 7th game was the first game they came over here. It's reversed this year. They're on the road for 6 games, and we're the first team to go. It will be their first home game later in the season. They only have, I think it's 3 home games. We only have 4, but still, that's I think the road after they went to the state championship game, the road kind of runs through Charles Henderson. And but a good start for the Tigers. If you're Headland, you're 2-1. You'll rebound and come back next week. You got Rehoboth at home for homecoming. Be sure to come out and support them next week for the Tigers. If you're out for the Cochran reunion or just to see Eufaula and Greenville, come out for a good ball game. Greenville's got a great defense this year. I think only gave up 6 points going into tonight on the season. So we'll see after tonight and expect a big game here. Only 4 games this year, 3 left here at Tiger Stadium. So be sure to come out and see the Tigers play at home. And next week would be a good time to do it. We'll keep it right here for just a minute. Again, like we said, we appreciate all the sponsors. And we enjoyed bringing you the game tonight from the Brown Heating and Air broadcast booth high top of Tiger Stadium. We'll go down to John Wayne here in just a minute. We see corrals Jarrell once he's finished shaking hands and give us an update on the Tigers tonight. Excuse me. We'll go ahead and go to John Wayne and see what he saw of the Tigers there towards the end. Take it away, John Wayne.
Coach, Tigers had a great offensive plan tonight and defense. We played good ball in the first half and played a good second half. Just, put some young guys in going up against the number ones. It was hard to compete with that, but Tigers had a real good game. I see Coach coming. I'm going to try to catch him. I talked to one of the young men from the Pee Wee Association at halftime. They'll be playing at home tomorrow, so anybody's got time, go out to Senior Stadium and watch the Pee Wees play. He's on the B team, and they play at 3 o'clock. I see Coach. I'm going to let him get his talking done here, and I'm going to catch him.
Yeah, we can't interrupt him with the superintendent. He's getting a bonus check.
Yeah, he's getting a bonus check from the superintendent. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Coach, on the win. We appreciate you joining us here after the end of the game. A big 56-14 victory. Great way to start the region. A tough Headland squad. I figured this one would go down to the wire. Y'all were well prepared tonight. And what was some of the things you wanted to compliment the team on there at this ball game?
Basically, they fought to the end. Offensive line did a great job. Like I told you before in the week, we gonna lean on the offensive line and run behind them. And our defense played well. The only thing I can say wrong, we had too many penalties. and some unsportsmanlike conduct penalties that we shouldn't have right there that hurt us, and some drives in the second half right there. But for the most part, the boys played hard again this week. And, the big thing was execution. Offense, I think we executed. We made them come down when we wanted them to come down, so we take our shots down the field. And Brown Anderson had a wonderful game. I mean, he put the ball on the money to some receivers, and we had multiple receivers step up and make plays.
Yeah, he was, I think, 10 for 11 for 240 yards and 2 touchdowns at halftime. I think he wound up with 294 yards and 3 touchdowns on the night. Just an exceptional night. But the line gave him time to throw the ball, and that was a big noticeable difference here tonight.
Correct, and the biggest thing for me is he got down when he needed to get down. He slid right there. He didn't take no unnecessary hits tonight, so that's a good thing.
All right, Coach, we appreciate it. We'll see you here next week for Greenville.
I appreciate it. Go Tigers.
All right.
Go, sir. Appreciate it.
That's going to be your final tonight from here at Tiger Stadium, 56-14. You're a Tiger fan, be sure to come out next week as we'll host Greenville right here next Friday night. Headland will be at home for homecoming against Rehoboth. Be sure to come out and support them if you're a Headland Ram. For Doug Applin, I'm Doug Applin. For Franklin Williams, Charles Irvin, John Wayne Robinson, we appreciate you, and we'll see you next week. Go Tigers.